Lord Voldemort was born. And then my friends did it in solidarity. Okay, we are actively recording. So that's the PFP lore. It's just me being a troll because it's funny. Thank you for the daily heart me. Hi Kit Camp. Hi Azul. Team Boldy. Like, I refuse to let y'all have me pressed. Like, I think it's hilarious that I am the topic of discussion rather than your actual opinions. Well, I don't think it's funny. I think it's loser behavior, if I'm honest. Can't relate. You know what, Lovey Sam? I was like, Caleb. What? I think he was feeling a little on Front Street and he's young as hell, but that was interesting. I mean, she definitely wasn't playing with that man. She said, you can come talk to me about it. You can come talk to me instead of talking to other people about it. He said, now hold on, girl. Who you talking to? I know, ZL. Thank you, Jamira. Thank you. Hi, L. So people that have been in my DMs asking me, now you know. Now you know, okay? Okay. Hi, Lindsay. I just got on. Elle, and I just started recording. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Brianna. Okay, go watch the first look, y'all. So in the first look, there's a moment where Caleb is talking to, oh, thank you for the gift. He was talking to some islanders. I don't fucking know who. I'm sorry. I try to let people be main characters, and sometimes I really struggle with that. So I don't remember who he was talking to, but I know he was talking to somebody. And then what's her name? Jada didn't like whatever the conversation was. So she comes over and she was like, you can come talk to me about it. Like, you don't need to talk to them. And he's like, what are you talking about? She's like, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, she was talking to Bryce, or he was talking to Bryce. Okay, thanks, Lost in the Sauce. I feel like for Bryce to be a boyfriend, I'm not seeing very much about him and his girlfriend. Okay, Lovey Sam, you asked that question. Were you delusional for seeing a little spark between Casey and Anaya in the last episode? You were my friend. You were my friend. Here's the thing. I think that he obviously cares about her. He obviously cares about her. That's never been a secret. He cares about her feelings. I mean, I know that some people have alleged that he hates her. I think that is a lie. And I think that they just like mischaracterizing him, right? So that's whatever. I think he cares about her. He's always cared about her. He's always cared about his feelings. I actually feel like it was sort of confirmed last night when after they talked, Bryce said, Lean, put a whole thought in or I'm going to block you, right? The fact that Bryce said, I haven't seen that smile in 3 days, which means basically he hadn't seen Casey smile like that since they came back from the recoupling. He really needed that conversation. He really needed to feel like, oh, too late, you're already blocked. He really needed to feel like they could come to a place of resolution because he did care about hurting her feelings, period. Not that hot of a take though, Lovey. She still likes that man. But there's no coming back. Not after the way those girls acted. She called that man a coward several times, called him a bitch. Like, there's no coming back. There's no coming back from that. Not with the way that his nervous system feels with TT. Why would he choose a dynamic that feels like that? And where the minute that you don't like something I've done, that's what you then resort to engaging with me around. There's no coming back from that. Because they're delusional. They're delusional orange. Like, I feel like, you know, we joke about it, but we do have to remember that not everybody on the internet reads books. She wants Melanie and Sincere to happen so bad, the same reason why a lot of people want. She felt disrespected. I don't think she was. I think he was hurtful and distasteful. My opinion really hasn't changed about that. I think it was a nasty tone. The reason why they want Melanie and Sincere to work out is the same reason why everybody wants Melanie and Sincere to work out, that are the girls, right? Because the ultimate prize is being picked. The ultimate prize actually is being picked. To you, I disagree. You know why they were so quiet when it came to Sincere. Number one, because they're colors as fuck. I'm not going to address y'all's comments about Casey in that. My opinion's not going to change no matter what you're saying in the comments. It's Beige Island. So, you know, colorism, certain things are allowed from certain complexions that are not from others. Period, full stop. And my opinion still hasn't changed. My opinion still hasn't changed. What's weird about the take? I literally haven't even said anything yet. They don't have the outrage for Sincere that they have for Casey, because they think that man is super cute, because they like light brights, and there are certain complexions that get protections, whether y'all want to believe it or not. You're watching it in real fucking time. And because ultimately, at least he still came back and picked her. At least he still came back and picked her. He still picked you. But you still got picked. Because again, the ultimate goal on that island from the girls is to be picked. Which is why Melanie finally saying the prize is not being picked. That's new. That's new. Because that's not what she told us 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, she said, I know that man is upstairs kissing her right now about Soul. And I'm going to forgive him anyway. That's what she said. That's what she said 2 weeks ago. So only recently is she moved to the space of being picked is not the ultimate prize. Right, Mommy Ashley, first week, I'm just going to cheat back. He going to cheat and I'm going to cheat back. The ultimate prize was at least he comes home at night and she's finally getting to a place where that doesn't actually feel good. But that's why they don't have smoke for Sincere, because they feel like no matter what he did, he at least came home. Maya, please shut the fuck up. Go ahead and mute Maya, because what are you talking about? Because the thing is, you're saying, oh, colorism for the guys is mind-blowing for you all. Literally never. Literally never has that been true in this space. Wait, Maya was agreeing? I didn't read it as agreeing. Maybe unblock them and let them explain themselves. I didn't read it as agreeing. Perfectly honest. Perfectly honest. But like, yeah, in this space, we've acknowledged that Corbin has definitely got some colorist tendencies, right? We all saw how he looked at Anaya, and he wasn't fucking with nobody darker than a paper bag. And honestly, neither is Sincere. And I've said that about him very openly. Thank you, Nike. It was Gigi and Nike. Jermaine, like, damn. Like, I think we've seen it on both sides. And that is absolutely fucking true. That's never not been agreed upon in this space. So maybe we see that in other spaces, but not over here. There is not a tap goal right now, Toya, no. Do I think that Amora is colorist? I don't know that I've seen enough from Amora to say that she's colorist. Again, remembering that I don't think that having a preference makes you colorist. It's about how I see you engage with people that are darker skinned. Yeah, Danielle, just a little bit ago, like 20 minutes ago. Oh, Pierre. Do I think that Trinity owes Casey an apology? I think that Trinity needs to ask Casey for clarity. She's made a lot of hits at him based on something that is not accurate. I think that she should ask Casey for clarity, and then once she gets it, apologize for her behavior. Oh, you're asking, do I think he oh, because he went for Amora, does he like dark? Is he not colorist because of that? I think that Amora and Sincere were gaslighting the fuck out of each other in Casa. I think they were both game playing. It was very fun to watch, very entertaining. I don't think either one of them fucking meant that shit, bro. Like, great time. Quality TV. Quality TV, okay? But they were fucking playing. They were fucking playing. So that's what I think about Amora. Amora is hilarious. I love Amora. She's not gonna stay that long probably, but she's funny as hell. I like her on the island. I need somebody to gaslight Sincere back the same way he be gaslighting these women. I need somebody to be able to play his game. Cause right now, Sincere got the girls crying cause he gaslighting. Amora's like, baby, I'm right with you. Is this connection serving you? I asked God for a sign and I just saw a butterfly. I love it, girl. Get him back. So I like her. I like her. Bad, yes, I am. I am. So to answer the question, that is why the girls want Melanie to stay with Sincere. Because in their mind, regardless of what he's done, which is very directly lie to Melanie, lie to Soul, lie to Amora, and then gaslight Melanie about her experience, try to act like what she's feeling and what she's sensing is not real, actively gaslighting her about her experience, right? And then even when she is confronting him saying, well, you're not perfect you're not perfect, but no, yeah, he said that to Soul, you're not perfect. And then when Melanie was confronting him, well, what about what you did with Cormac? Deflection, no fucking ownership. Even though they're watching all of that, he still picked you, mamas. That should be enough. You got picked. Well, what advice did you expect Anaya to give her, considering what Anaya also wanted to be picked? We heard her speech at the fire pit. So of course she feels like that holds a lot of weight and value. That actually does not shock me. And she's friends with Sincere. I mean, he is a people pleaser. Melanie doesn't know what a people pleaser is, obviously, based on her response. But he is a people pleaser. He's a people pleaser because he literally just says whatever the person in front of him wants to hear. Francesca, they're doing that because they're 23-year-old women raised underneath the patriarchy of the United States that cultures them to be pick-me's. That's why. Simple. Not like that, but like that's why. I wasn't. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Orange. I've said that plenty of times that like you have to be some level of pick me to even go on this show. Because the entire premise of the show is to be picked. If you don't get picked, you get thrown off the island, right? Like that's literally the point of the show. So it doesn't shock me that they're asking that from Melanie. She is annoyed with it at this point, but picked or dumped. That's it. Somebody asked, do I see a spark between Carl and Anaya? My opinion has not changed from the first time that I saw them on my screen. Right now, I'm still waiting for something to be behind his eyes. That's it. I'm waiting for something. I'm waiting to see something behind his eyes. And then I'll know if I think it's like something there. Yeah, it was interesting. Well, not really interesting because I've already told y'all what I think about Bryce. So not that interesting to me. But I did notice, right, that and maybe it is Angie, but until I see something, I don't know. And yeah, I mean, y'all also know how I feel about age gap relationships depending on where the age gap is. And so I would never ship them. I'm just not going to, personally. I think Anaya needs an older man. I think it should be like 25, 26. That's what I think is the most appropriate for her right now. What I noticed is that Bryce, we're all watching on the screen. We're all watching on the screen Sincere quite literally lie. This is not up for debate. It's not up for debate. We're watching him lie. And Bryce's response was, he doesn't always say it how he means it. You know, it just didn't come out right. We're watching him actively lie. We're watching him actively lie. What are you talking about? Carl is 28. And I wasn't moving for the 22 and 28-year-old last year. So y'all know I'm not moving for this 23 and 28-year-old. Like, you know, that's, and I don't move for Bryce and Trinity, Pauline. But it was a moment. Oh man, Melanie needs a therapy reflection session real bad. Because if Melanie came into my office as her clinician and was like, he's a good person, you know, he's just hurting me, I would say, oh, so you believe that people that are good people actively do things to hurt you? I would repeat it right back to her so she can hear how crazy that fucking sounds, right? And it's not that I think he's a bad person, but we got to be careful with saying he's a good person. No, love. No. They're bones. Honestly, I wouldn't want Casey to go back. Yeah, she needs better advice and she needs a fucking hug because the advice she's getting right now is just roll over, lay down, take it. At least you got picked. And that's terrible advice. I agree, Toya. Dark skin, they won't be. Production doesn't want them to be. Oh, that's interesting, Pierre, because he very clearly likes Tiara. That's obvious. And she very clearly likes him. I said in the comments of my latest video, I think, about him, I was like, clearly Tiara is very good for Casey. It's still to be determined for me as to whether or not he's good for Tiara. But she's clearly very good for him. And they do both like each other. Mommy, he told us he was. I think it's better now that they've talked, but he told us he was. Angie already gave the story time about Voldemort. What is Voldemort called in Harry Potter? He likes her, Blee Star. He who shall not be named. And apparently that's also my name on TikTok as well. In various spaces. So, Voldemort. Um, I think he definitely likes her. Um, he said that he's more physically attracted to Tierra. But I think also, y'all are not gonna like this, but I don't give a fuck, right? Also, part of what he likes about her is the fact that, like, when they were watching that shit back and he was kissing Sydney, right? And he's like, oh my God, right? And then Caleb is like, wait, does Tierra know? And he's like, oh yeah. He likes the fact that he can just share openly with her. And she's gonna just receive the information, even if she don't like it. She just gonna take it in. It's not gonna be something he feels like he needs to hold back and shove down, right? Also, the fact that he was able to sit with her and talk to her about them sleeping in different beds, and she was like, I don't like that shit, you know, like, I'm not fucking with it. But then the next day she came back and was like, I did too much, you know. I'm sure he enjoys that about her. It feels different than his first dynamic, and I think that he likes her. Plus, he likes that. Exactly that. They act like they don't understand words. They act, anyway. Apple user, I disagree. I disagree with that. I think if he was that pressed about her, he would have went for her. And no shade, but what we know about KC, I don't think Soul could really, I don't know if she could really match him for real. The fact that Soul got online and told us that what she said about Trinity, which I don't think she's colorist, right? I don't think that about Soul. But the fact that she got online and told us the reason she can't be colorist is because she has 2 black parents and she likes black love. You don't have the range, babe. You don't have the range, and I don't think she's educated enough in blackness exactly, babe, for KC. I don't think that I don't think it would go that far. Yeah, effortless doesn't mean easy. It just means not hard. It just means we're not, arguing for so many, days in a row, right? That's what it means. And I think that's good. I think that's great for them. So I think he definitely likes her. Giselle, that's a great point. Effortless means a puzzle piece that fits. Larger, you know they protecting that man. No, my opinion, I'm sure that is not true. There would be no reason for her to be being removed from the island. I think whatever, it really doesn't even matter why Casey and I didn't work out. They didn't. Period, full stop, they didn't. And at least at this point, they were finally able to have a conversation and come to a place of resolve, which is what I was hoping for them. Good for them. Now move on. Yeah, Toya, you can like someone and still not be a good fit with them. Literally, it's Melanie and Sincere. The only difference between Melanie and Sincere is Melanie won't let go. That's the only difference. And that's okay. That's okay. I already told y'all why. I already told y'all why they was playing defense for Sincere. Take a y'all guess. Why do y'all think that was happening? It's also why Sincere was able to tell the girls, I'm not talking to y'all, shut up, I'm talking to Anaya. But KC couldn't even stand up on just that side of the room. Be mad if you want to. I said what the fuck I said. Part of it for Kata is she's never going to take out her smoke on her actual man that she has smoke for, right? And again, Trinity is mad about some shit that Bryce told her that's not even accurate completely, right? And ultimately, Melanie is still going to choose that man. She's still going to choose that fucking man. I don't know that I think Sincere is insecure. I think he's a people pleaser based on what his mother told us about her. That's what I think. I think based on what his mom told us about her, that he's a people pleaser in order to avoid certain reactions and outcomes. So he literally just says whatever anybody wants to hear, regardless of what his truth is. He doesn't say the things that you may not like to hear. He just literally says whatever you want to hear. Which is why for those of you that don't know, that's the difference between Sincere and KC. KC might hold some things, suppress some things, but he does say things you don't like. He will say things that you don't like. Sincere does not. He just completely lies about it. And that's the difference between a people pleaser and someone that is suppressing and does not feel safe to actually talk about all of their feelings. You know what? I don't disagree. The only people that I honestly can see together right now are KC and TC. And I still don't know if it's really forever because, or like, not that I think nobody is forever right now for me, but I don't even know like if it's really going to do too much after the island, because all that we've really seen of their connection is them navigating the fallout with Anaya. We need to see them as a couple to know more about them. You know what, larger curves, Corbin and Parmita, yes, they do click, but I'm just not going to come up off of that 22 and 27. I think it's weird that as a 27-year-old woman, she connects with a 22-year-old man. I do. I think that they're going to be hot and steamy and have some great smacks, and great for them. And you know what? That's really not even their fault that their relationship does, Karina. Like, it's because that's what, no shade. Like, I'm not trying to be shady, but let's be honest. That is what the girls made it when they got back to the villa. Correct, Shayla. And in his DMs before he was even 22. That's what the girls made their TT and KC's connection as soon as they came back to the villa. It was a problem that he walked in there with somebody else, period. If KC had done all that shit and they watched it back in movie night, but he had come back single and chose her, we wouldn't be seeing the outrage that we're seeing on the island. And no shade, but the outrage started before they even knew what happened in Casa. So it was literally just about the fact that he brought somebody back. Period, full stop. We're not going to tell that lie that it was about anything the fuck else. It was about the fact that he brought somebody else back. Duh. You know what? I'm going to take it even further, Creeper. I'm going to take it any further. Not just that rejection is disrespect, but that prioritizing your own feelings over my own. You prioritizing your feelings over mine is disrespect. Because the anger came when this decision is not for you. It's for me, not for Anaya. That's when it was fuck you, right? That's when that. And I know y'all liked her speech at the fire pit. I know you do, but you got to live in reality. You got to watch the whole fucking scene. Angie, please. Love, please. My favorite person or couple. Do I have to pick somebody? Okay, hold on. Let me think for real. Who's on this island? I did see the first look. Okay, you know what? Maybe my favorite person is Amora. But we're not getting enough of her for me to feel like I can say that. But I did really enjoy her in Casa, and I think she's hilarious. So I will say Amora for now. Favorite couples. Caleb and Jaden, not real. Dylan and Kenzie, Jen and Galt, not even a thing. That y'all know I'm not a Brinity fan. I'm not a Zeta fan. Melanie and Sincere, no. Who else is left? TT and KC. Oh, and then Anaya's not in a couple, but Anaya and Carl. I would choose TT and KC out of all those couples. If I was going to choose somebody, that's who I would choose right now. They're the least problematic for me. They're appropriately matched in age. They're appropriately matched in energy. They clearly are a bi personality-wise, and they're attracted to each other. That's more than I can see for most of the couples right now. Personally. I don't know. I don't know what the beef is. We'll have to see. Okay, my moderator just gave y'all a tap goal, 60,000 likes in 5 minutes. The owl left the villa though. I did see first look. What is my goal? What is my opinion on Melanie and Caleb and people shipping them? I think that that's weird. People, you know, again, I mean, no, if we're doing it for shits and giggles, fine. Fine. Because I was like, bring Shay and Sydney to my island and Shay and 5, baby. I don't give a fuck. You know, if we just playing, you know, whatever. But if we're being for real, if we're being serious, that's weird because there's nothing about them that is giving couple up. There's nothing about them that's giving like, yeah, they work together. Bleesar, I have some videos about it. First things first, I'm never going to move for an 8-year age gap when that 8 years is with the person whose brain is not fully developed. Number one, never going to move for that. I also do think that he is deeply insecure for someone that is 30 years old. And I feel like that is an inappropriate burden for a 22-year-old who wants to be young, hot, and lit. As someone that was a 21-year-old married to someone only 4.5 years my senior who also was insecure. There were also moments where in that dynamic, this goes back to what people were saying to me. I feel the same, Giselle. This goes back to what people were saying to me about what Casey said in that apology and in his confessional. Nope, I'm done. Never mind. Yeah, his emotional support person. Okay. I know y'all want to know because y'all so damn nosy. I don't disagree, Print Petals. What I will say is this. I have worked with clients who are in DV dynamics. I'm not saying that this is a DV dynamic. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay? I have worked with people that are in DV dynamics, right? Where they begin to believe also that they are culpable and believe what their partner is saying about their behaviors, whether that is true or not. Because if you hear anything enough times, it can start to alter your reality. It literally is crazy making. Literally, that's not, you gaslight somebody long enough, you challenge their actual reality long enough, it will begin to make it, it will be crazy making. And it'll make you start to go like, well, shit, like, is it did that happen? Is that real? And I think that everybody deserves peace in their home. I said the same thing. Karina, I don't feel like I've seen enough of them to know if they're compatible, but I don't think that she right now, what I've seen from her, I don't think she's ready for a 28-year-old man. I don't. I don't. Not yet. Um, Shit, I forgot what the hell I was about to say. Yeah, I think a 25 or 26-year-old would be more appropriate developmentally for her. Angie, it wasn't that. Fuck. I don't remember. If I remember it, it'll come back and I'll say it at that point. Hi, Barbara Batty. Okay. Y'all have 1 minute to get to 60K. Thank you, Angie. You my girl. Okay. I think it's okay for people to want peace in their home. Like, I need us to remember these islanders all have to live together too, right? And I said the same thing last season when it came to Huda, Michelle, and Alandria, right? Because if y'all remember, there were moments during that season where people were like, well, see, they admitted they were wrong. And I'm like, oh, they weren't really wrong. But if the goal, I still gotta fucking live here. You think I want to walk around tight for however the rest of the time I'm here? Like, you think I want to walk around with a ball in my chest? No. Good job. Go ahead and take a tap break, y'all. So I actually don't think it's anything wrong with people choosing peace. They have to live there. We don't. Oh, and you know what? I thought that was so interesting because I got sent a screenshot of what's that man's name? Oh, I think he did, Karina. I think he felt shame and I think he felt sadness and I think he's felt both of those pretty much since he walked into the villa. Yeah, TJ said that it was Pepe that was doing that. And I thought that was really like not believable in my opinion because they said a lot on Beyond the Villa and afterwards that Pepe was the person that was the most of a 180 since they left the villa. Like he was so different since being in the villa. And I'm like, if he was punching walls, then why would y'all be saying that he's so like that doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't track with the other stories you all have said about him. They acted like in the villa he put up this persona that was so different when he got out of the villa. I'm like, so then how would he have been the person that was punching walls? And that's true too, AJ. That's true too. Well, Andreina alluded to that. Andreina alluded to the way that she was operating in the villa. So, TJ, honestly, at this point, Pepe, sue them people. Sue them people. Okay? Take it to court. Because they just doing too much. They doing too much. Hi, Nikki, my love. Sue them now. Thank you for your daily heart, me. So anyway, I don't know what the beef is between Jaden and Caleb, y'all. You need to, like, I'm not trying to be mean when I say this, but like, let's remember that they have really been background contestants up until tonight. We know that there is like some level of her saying at one point that she is accustomed to a man that's more assertive, and him at one point, oh God, I'm trying to remember what the man even said about her because again, they're background contestants. Whatever. They're not clicking. Oh, that his guard is up, that his guard has never been this up, right? So, but he says that on the first look. So we know that there's some level of disconnect between the two of them, but no shade. It really wasn't given that when they came back from Casa to begin with. Jaden ended up with Caleb because Corbin wanted Parmita. Like, it wasn't really like an initial, like, oh, I'm super interested in you spark. It was like, you're who I've talked to in the time that I've been here. Caleb so far gives to me, again, a person that really only knows how to talk about one person. Like he only knows how to talk to one person at a time. And that's going to be his downfall in the villa. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the roses. Like it, if you can't talk to multiple people and actually determine who you have the strongest connection with, and you just end up with the person that you've been talking to the most from the rip, then like you're not going to find your best connection. Onyx Rain, I agree. I agree. Okay. My friends are in the queue.
Yay, I'm first. Yay.
Hi, Angie. Hi,
Hi,
Matt.
Tina.
Hi, my loves. Hi, my loves.
Me, my phone's acting crazy.
Oh,
Oops.
no. No,
What's wrong with it?
I can't see my microphone or any. Okay, never mind. I'm good.
Oh.
Are the couples being dumped? Hi, Doreen. Are the couples being dumped with this one girl and they're just voting for the least favorite couples and we vote? I don't know, X. I'm not a producer on the show. I have no
Hi,
idea.
Gigi. Hi, Beth.
Hi.
There are some people that are speculating. Dante, it's so funny. They think that they're gonna dump the. No, it's okay. You don't have to be sorry.
Seeing it up here like this is hilarious.
That's what I was about to say, but Voldemort
That's the only
fist.
reason I came up, because we are Voldemort.
But like, okay, so there are some people that are speculating that they're gonna dump both of the least compatible couples and whoever the single girl are. I don't know if that's true or not. They're not gonna dump Casey and TT because the question posed to the Islanders was, who are the two least compatible couples? Nobody on that island is gonna vote Casey and TT. Nobody on that island is gonna vote Casey and TT.
Like
That would
they're
super
not haters
solidify
like
the
that.
colorism. That would super solidify the colorism
Yes,
allegations.
absolutely.
The writing would be on the wall in 4K at that point.
I got a hot take. I feel like the only person that would vote them is Trinity because she got it real bad for
Scamming.
Casey.
Yeah.
The scammers.
She can't stand him for whatever reason.
You know the
we
reason.
know why, but it's a lie. She can play like a fiddle, but whatever.
There's going to be a dumping and a vote, which means the Islanders are going to dump people, which are probably going to be the two least compatible couples, which y'all, in no world are the Islanders saying KC and TT. That literally would just be a lie. They're not the least compatible on that fucking island.
No, I got
Yeah.
a feeling whatever we vote, they're just gonna reverse it like they've done all season.
Or
Like
get back
I'm
to the
sick of it.
Yeah, our votes don't matter. I made a TikTok
Yeah,
about it.
they have us vote, and if they don't like it, they have the Islanders vote.
Yep.
And Beth's phone's probably tweaking out for it.
Hey y'all.
Hi.
Hope the heat is treating you well.
Oh, child. I got a fan in my face right now as we speak.
Oh my god. Ridiculous.
I told y'all my phone's acting crazy.
More might go.
I think, well, this is why I think it doesn't make sense for them to do it that way. Because we got back from Casa 2 days ago. All the Casa couples, no one has seen whether or not they're strong. Like, production is just doing whatever this season.
But it's not
Yeah,
about
on
strength. They say
episode
comfort.
27, and there's only been 4 people dumped.
That's what I was going to say. I think that at this point they know that we could dump a
That's
bunch of people
wild.
all at one time.
A big dumping like last season.
It's too
But
many damn
AJ,
people in that villa.
I don't think it's about strength right now. They're clearly talking about compatibility, which we could clearly see some of them are not. Like Gal and Namora. What is going on? Or yeah, who else?
Well, Gal
But they're not even
currently are a couple right
so
now.
would
I
they-
don't know who Gall is going to couple up with because the boys are picking.
Yeah, I think they're making them be couples first and then asking them to pick. So if Gal decides to couple up with Amora, everybody's gonna be like, "What?"
Or they might do something stupid because they've done this before and say, well, we don't know because they haven't had a chance to see.
Oh, I hate when they do that.
But what is
They
Gal
always do
capable
that.
of?
Me too.
They always
What
do
if Gal
that.
picks Jaden though?
That's
Oh.
fine. If
Her
Gal
and
picks
Caleb
Jaden,
argued into it.
Whoever Gal picks, he's not picking
Then
Jen.
Caleb might be gone. I told
Gal
y'all
is
if
just
Caleb
bitching
switches
now.
up to Jen,
Caleb's time has come, honestly, because Caleb hasn't put his best foot forward to stay in that villa. He's just
Just
cruising
there.
by.
I mean, I don't
Okay,
He's
care
He's
just
but
just
either
there.
cruising
way.
by.
do you think after
They do love Caleb. I don't.
Me
Well, I
too,
ain't gonna
but like
lie.
it's time to go. Too many
He's
bodies
just
in
not a
this.
good fit for that environment or a TV show.
do you think
No, I'm not
after
saying
what
I
happened
like him. I'm
with
saying
Jen,
the girls in the villa do.
do you think after
Oh
what happened
yeah.
with Jen and Kenzie, the girls in the villa would vote out Caleb over Gal? I think they would vote out Gal over Caleb.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the
They would.
girls would.
I think they're gonna dump whoever they pick for the bottom two and the singular woman. So it's not gonna matter. I don't think they're gonna say, okay, pick the bottom two. Okay, now choose out of these two who you want to go home. I think they might just dump them all
Dump all
because
four.
it's too fucking many of y'all in here. And
Then what are we voting for?
what y'all need to also remember is that
Least compatible bad.
yeah, the Islanders don't know that they're choosing the least compatible and then they're going to be dumped. All they know is they're choosing the least compatible. So they don't know what that then means. So yeah, they may not dump Caleb if they knew it was going to be a dumping, but they may not know that. And so they're going to say, well, you know, Caleb and so are having issues and da 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 da. And so they might choose them. You know what I mean? Yeah, we don't know what we're voting for yet.
Well, then they're dumb because they know
I
whenever
know.
they do stuff like this, somebody's getting dumped.
Yeah, they do at this point.
But you know what? The reason I'll give them a little bit of grace is because there have been times when people are single and then they stay, like how Sean were there all that time.
That's
I would
true.
operate under the assumption that somebody's getting dumped every time.
Right.
Listen, I'm smarter than them, so.
Oh,
Gall don't have nobody to choose if we keeping it a buck. The only person I think Gall might choose is Amora, and then that means Amora would go home, I think. Okay, I'm gonna.
Was that a hot take?
Was it?
you're smarter
I
than
feel
them.
like that's common sense.
Was that crazy of me to say?
Oh no.
No.
I mean, I hope you don't use compromise and epitome.
Oh, definitely not. I was in advanced
He
reading
still
every
has
year.
Jaden because we all know that she don't like Caleb and Caleb don't really fit suited for her. So he still got Jaden. He got one more white girl.
Jaden needs to
But
go
from what
home and
we've
take
seen-
care of that pink eye.
Oh,
Sick of it.
Seventh letter.
That is true. He does have Jaden, but the only person he's talked about even exploring is Amora.
That's what I was about to say. So far from what we have seen, he has yet had a conversation with Jaden. So
Yeah.
that would be coming out of the blue some way, somehow.
Oh, you know what? That's not a bad wondering, Lyrical Buki. Maybe they're gonna recouple and then have them play a compatibility game. But I don't know if
That would at least be interesting, but
that would be better
That
than
would be
seeing the Islanders vote.
terrible. It would be entertaining, but terrible. These people don't know each other. Like, there would be so many incompatible people in there. Like, oh,
It would
no.
cause mess because they don't know nothing
yeah,
about
that's
it.
why it'll be
anything.
interesting.
It'd be good for us.
Yeah.
Corbin and Permita would know a single answer.
Messy.
I would love to see it exposed to the audience that a lot of these people don't know each other.
Oh,
Oh,
Well,
what happened to Tina?
Drop into
they
the
should have
chat.
done a compatibility game earlier in the season, even like how the past two seasons they did that, like how many partners or how many bodies
yeah.
Do you know what's happening to you?
We haven't seen them do anything. we
No,
haven't
but
seen the
just
Twitter
freaky
challenge.
games.
We haven't
Every
gotten the
game
Twitter
has just been
challenge.
freaky, not about compatibility.
100%.
What happened to Gigi?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe she.
What?
She said she was dropping to the chat.
Oh,
I think her phone was going in and out.
She's out and about, I think, right now. Okay, I have Aloha, Barber, and Say Pretty. Are y'all actually trying to come up here? Barber, you probably are, but are y'all actually trying to come up here? Yeah, I figured you was out doing your thing at Essence Fest, GG.
In New Orleans. I love New Orleans.
have
I went to college
fun.
there.
Okay, okay.
Stay hydrated.
Okay, Gigi, I heard a rumor Landria might be there, so be on the lookout, girl.
You just stay having a mimosa, man.
Be on the lookout.
If you find our girl, you better get a picture.
I love it.
Hi, everybody. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
We
Happy
just got
Friday.
finished watching Michigan. I left your live and popped over to the French people's live because Nick was spinning in Belgium and all his family is there too. And the set just ended. So now I'm back. Thanks for letting me
Oh,
up.
cute.
Aww.
Okay, say pretty said yes. Okay, aloha. Is that on purpose? Let me know.
Where's dark skin?
You know what,
Oh, she
Darcy?
was in here. I
She
was looking
was in
for
the
her.
comments.
I know. I was looking for her.
So, who has unfollowed a bunch of people ever since Casey made his apology? Because I have.
I
I was
have.
unfollowing before that.
Since
So.
before.
After the
Unfortunately.
apology, I was like, people are just miserable because they
Oh,
can't
they're
even
still
just.
talking shit.
Yes, I'm like, they
I've
can't even be
unfollowed mad
happy.
people.
My algorithm is so good to me. I don't even be seeing the bullshit. I had to start blocking people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
At first, I was
block
giving
them.
people
If
benefit
I
of
hear
the
them say
doubt, but
anything adverse, if they start within the first 3 seconds, if it's adverse, I'm blocked. I don't even
I
want to.
blocked Love Island
I've
because
also
I just don't like the way they're portraying Casey. I blocked them because
That's
yeah.
excellent.
every time Casey's face pops up on my timeline from Love Island, it's negative.
That is true. Hi, Miss Tina. I just want to tell you that I really enjoy your commentary and the guys on the panel. I'm so glad that you brought so many nuances to watching the show because some people just so super focused in just one way of thinking and responding. And I have just scrolled past people. There are people that I have that are mutuals and I could just completely disagree and I just scroll. There's no need for me to, go on your page and say nothing crazy. Just, I don't agree. Okay. I'll scroll. But I'm so glad that he did have that apology. But I do believe that he did say he was being disrespectful because it kept on being narrated by all the girls there.
okay.
And I think he just wanted some peace. He just looked so much better. He just looked like the world just came off his shoulder once he had that conversation,
Yep.
and it was nice to see. And I'm not really, completely off-putting of Anaya, but I do think that someone made an observation like she is like a succubus when it comes to like emotions. When she's around people, like she she can come off sucking the life out of a person. And Casey, he had his cup full and was overflowing. He gave her what was overflowing, and he gave her so much of his cup. He literally became a different person. Like from week 10 on, he literally became a different person. A lot of people talk about that with Melanie, but they don't see it with Casey. I don't understand how they don't see the same dynamic. It's
Yeah.
Sincere is literally doing the same thing to Melanie in some ways that Anaya, in not such a horrible way, but
Yeah.
did to Casey. They stole their joy.
Let me.
Why that keep happening to Tina?
She might have gotten a call.
Sorry, no, I'm changing my background. I want to show y'all these pictures that I saw on Threads. I'm going to show y'all these pictures.
Gotcha.
What you were just talking about, Say Pretty, to me, it reminded me of in movies where the person is on the brink of a mental breakdown and they're holding their head in their hand and they're pulling their own hair out and they say, I just need the voices to stop. That's why he apologized.
I mean, I think he was sorry, but I
Oh
want
no,
to
He
show
he's
is.
sorry
y'all.
also. And he was to that point in his abuse where he just needed the voices to stop.
So somebody,
We can only see half the photo.
y'all can't see all of Melanie.
No, I see all
Yeah,
of
I
them.
Yeah,
see.
we
You
can
just
see all of
Melanie?
her.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
see all of Melanie.
Okay. It's two different photos.
Yeah, I'm going to show you
Right?
both of them. So
All
this
right.
is the Melanie picture, and they said, tell me the difference between this picture, and then I'm going to show you the other one.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
literally the
It's the
same thing.
same.
It's literally the
just
same. And that's
Drain the fuck out.
we need to
Just
they
send them
drain.
a care
both
package.
Like,
they both drain their
yeah.
partners. And that's why in some ways, as much as I think Anaya has a question sincere still, that's why they get along with each other. They do the same thing.
But it wasn't
Drain the
just
life out of people.
Anaya coming at KC. It was Anaya and the girls.
And everybody.
Yeah. Melanie is just being drained by Sincere.
Yeah, that's
KC
true.
don't want to have to fight against all of the OG girls.
I
That
don't
is
know how
true.
people can hear this man say that he did not want to wake up the morning after movie night and not feel like
Concerned.
horrible for him.
Well,
The man said he didn't
Anaya
feel like
clearly
waking
said
up
she
that
didn't feel
morning.
bad for him. She's like, I don't feel sorry for him.
I think Trinity said that.
I say that Anaya said she didn't want to see him sad and moping around because that ain't his
Y'all,
personality.
listen, I'm not going to debate the comments today. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to let myself be reactive to the audience. I'm only going to speak about it.
Bad.
I'm
You
gonna
need
give my
give us a new tap goal, Bad.
let's give a new tap goal. Let's do 100K and let's do it in 9 minutes. 9 minutes to 100K. So that would be 20 after the hour. Okay, we already addressed that, but I will let the panel address that question. Anna, I'm going to give a final thought about Casey and Anaya. I'm not going to debate you all in the comments about it. And then I am going to just say, after I let some of y'all give thoughts, I'm going to rotate you because I have a subscriber waiting in my queue. Final thoughts about Casey and Anaya. I honestly don't give a fuck about why they didn't work. What I care about, what I'm happy to see, is that the two of them are able to leave the island feeling a little less broken and hurt by the other person. What I care about is that both of them are able to have a more fun summer because they have put to bed whatever resentments they had toward one another. I will say about Casey, and I stand by, I don't give a fuck, that Casey is not the villain that you all have tried to make him out to be. I have had mutuals that I had to unfollow and block. Call Casey a sociopath, a narcissist, say that he was buying into group culture, that he was red pilled, just the most vile, disgusting things about this man. And the whackings do not fit the crimes. Period, full fucking stop. Okay? And so for me, what I've always said about Casey and what I stand by is that he is a 23-year-old figuring it out in real fucking time. And as much as people don't like it, Casey is the only person that I'm watching in that villa right now take in feedback and actually adjust. I am watching, I told y'all at the beginning of the season what I thought his growth journey was. He is the only one that I am seeing walk it. He is the furthest along in his growth journey as well, if I'm perfectly honest. He took feedback from Anaya about her feeling embarrassed about the way in which he went about it when Soul came in, and he said, okay, let me adjust how I now function. Then he took in feedback from Soul where she said, exploring doesn't mean you're leaving your couple, it just means you're giving yourself an opportunity to see. And he said, okay, let me adjust. And then he went into Casa and he did what he did, and he got to movie night and he watched himself back and he said, oh, and here's what I like the most about what Casey said last night. And he told TT, I didn't like it because that is me. He didn't run from it. He didn't say, that's not me. That's not who I am. I didn't represent myself like that. That's not my character. He said, that is me. And I didn't like what I saw. That was a level of reflection that I have not seen from anybody on that fucking island. And then you know what he did? He adjusted again. So for me, I actually don't give a fuck what people are saying. Casey is a person that I'm watching in real time work through the feedback process and adjust himself along the way. He actually is learning the lessons, right? You're watching growth in real time. And I said it in my last video about him, but honestly, watching the audience react to Casey has really just demonstrated to me why people are not safe friends. Why you're not the person when your friend is going through and you're like, oh, I didn't know you were going through. Why didn't you let me know? Because bitch, you're too fucking judgy. You're too fucking judgy. I'm going to tell you my mess and then you're going to have a judgment about me rather than seeing me in my humanity and how much I'm struggling. Right? It's so for me, I haven't been bothered by a lot of what KC has done and said. Even in Casa, even though I can admit that, and I've said the tone was crazy. He might be overcorrecting a little bit. He might be swinging a little bit too far. I've said those things. But I also, as a clinician, am accustomed to people being messy in session with me. Your growth journey is not pretty along the way. Like, that's not the way that it looks. That's not real. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, it wasn't really bothering me in the same way that it was bothering the audience, because I could see why he was doing the things he was doing. When he had the conversation with TT, when he was explicit about him, he didn't. So stop telling that lie, because he didn't. He was explicit about telling her about Sydney. That was all different than what we had seen in the villa. That I already knew. Oh, he's growing, right? He's growing. And so for me, oh, thank you so much, Tammy. And so for me, I always saw him doing the work. And that's why it always rubbed me wrong that people were just putting these labels on him that just did not match the actual behaviors. As far as him coming back from Casa, I feel like I've made it really, really clear how I feel about that. There was not a right way for KC to come in. The offense was the fact that he came in with anybody, period. That's not up for debate. That's not up for debate. It's about how he did it. He hadn't done anything except walked into the villa with another woman. That's what he did. That's what he did. And then he said, "This is not for Anaya, this is for me." That was the offense. And y'all are not going to keep lying and acting like it wasn't that. Stop lying. Stop lying, because it wasn't that. What I will give Anaya, she did say it herself, and TT clocked the girl's tea too, right? If you had walked in, if he had walked in single and you were with Carl, the guys would not have railed on you the way that y'all railed on him. Period. Like, period. Just own that shit. Just be for real. Be honest in this experience, right? What I will give Anaya is when she watched back Casa, she did feel disrespected. And I am a firm believer in you don't get to tell people whether or not they feel disrespected. She can feel disrespected. I will give her that, right? And I still feel how I feel about it, right? But she is allowed to feel however she wants to feel about it. Period. Good job winning 100K. Take a tap break.
Tina,
Tina,
before
can I
you
ask
let
you
us
a
go, could I
question?
ask you a question about what you said about when
Oh,
you said, I'm sorry, Casey was like the only person that responded well to feedback. Besides Casey and Anaya, who do you think was giving each other like feedback for real? Because other people, I feel like, were just having conversations. They weren't like trying to work through issues or problems. It's like, I'll hear you out and decide if I'm going to move past, you know what I mean? Like, do you feel like, am I missing somebody else that was giving each other feedback?
That's a great question. So
and can I ask you a question so I don't forget it?
yes.
Right behind it.
Yep.
I can see Casey's like growth, adjustments, those things that you've mentioned. Tell me if I'm wrong, and this is literally no shade to Anaya, but like, are you seeing any growth
Nope.
adjustment with Anaya? Sorry, that was my question.
Yep. So let me answer both those questions. So when I say feedback is not only explicitly words. Feedback is sometimes just people's reactions. It is sometimes, like, for example, I'll say Sincere got feedback from Melanie and Soul because he got to hear how both of them felt about his behaviors. That's feedback. Even if they didn't say this is what you should do differently, right? He did an action, and then he got feedback from that action. And what he did with that was fucking nothing, if we're keeping it a buck, right? He went over to Casa and did the same shit he had just done with Soul and just done with Melanie. Nothing changed about his behavior, right? Zach, he's gotten feedback a couple of times from Kate about how she doesn't like certain things, and he continues to say things and then just say, "Oh, but I'm just joking," right? So he's not adjusting his behavior based on the way that it's making his partner feel. He's not taking that as feedback. He's just like, "Oh, I just listened to what you said." But all of those are opportunities at feedback. So that's what I mean more than.
Jen and Kenzie?
Yeah, I would say that Jen gave Kinsey direct feedback as well. I
That's a
didn't
good one.
have to
I forgot
know. I
about
didn't
that.
watch it. I didn't watch season 6 enough to compare Cordell and Casey. So I would say that Jen also gave Kenzie direct feedback about, I wouldn't be your friend. Like, the way that you're moving is not being transparent. You're not being honest. You're doing a little bit too much. I think that feedback came a little bit late, if I'm perfectly honest, but I think she should have gotten feedback a lot earlier because Jen was also endorsing her poor behavior before. When she told her that her and Corbin snuck and kissed, she said, good. Because it wasn't impacting you. You didn't get feedback until you felt like the victim to Kenzie's behaviors. And I see that.
Decided not to show it on movie night.
And so,
Movie night was a waste of time.
yeah, don't even get me started. And then, Lauren, you asked me if I'm seeing growth behaviors from Anaya. So yes, and. So I said to people when Casa started, as much as y'all don't like it, whatever, and people had critiques about it and whatever, the fact that she was very physical with Carl pretty quickly, to me, was evidence of her stretching herself. She was choosing to say, I have to let myself be in this experience, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's scary, even if I don't know what's going to happen, even like she let herself put herself out there. And I saw that as growth, right? And as much as it hurt her feelings, and I don't know that it was necessarily motivated by the right things, her choosing to stand up there and choose KC, right? Because she's a person that I said, I think that she's part of what she's learning in the villa is how to not keep waiting for the other shoe to drop. To let herself actually be vulnerable and risk rejection and hurt in the process, right? Because we all know how she started her villa journey. It was with rejection, right? So I also felt like her choosing to stand up there and choose KC without knowing what was going to happen was also evidence of growth. Even though she was hurt by it, she made a choice to put herself out there with the potential risk of the other shoe dropping and, oh, damn, he did pick someone else, right? There are some areas that I do still see growth opportunities. Angie, that's cool. I don't think that it was motivated by growth, but I do think it was a growth moment.
I don't think the girls really allow for each other to grow, how they
Correct.
communicate and
So
the
that's
way that they show up as support for one another. It doesn't feel they did make
correct.
that delusional pact day one, but nonetheless, I
So
don't think that they allow each other because even Corbin and Casey, disrespectful or tone or not, they at least got to like even freaking Jasper and Edward, Bryce and Jax, or whatever his name is, whatever. At least they like got to talk things through. Like I don't know, like you can see a stretch and expanding of the mind. I feel like the girls, unfortunately, are so quick to maybe affirm one another and try to like build each other up so much that they like, yeah, it's like the blind leading the blind in there. Like they're not really allowing that growth to really happen.
yeah. So I'm gonna say this, and then I'll be done with. It's okay, Bad. We won't hate you.
I was gonna say,
I'm
y'all
gonna be
gonna
done,
hate
and
me. Y'all gonna clip me
I'm
because
gonna, Bad, you're breaking up. Bad, you're breaking up. Um, I mean, do they think the girls are insecure, or are the girls sometimes acting on their insecurities? Right? I don't know that I think any of those girls are inherently insecure, but I think everybody in the whole world has insecurities. That's not really that radical of a statement. What I will say to your point, Lauren, and I have addressed it in my video about Anaya, I don't think that the girls make space for each other's emotions. They don't make space for any level of curiosity with one another. What they do is they hear what you said, and then they tell you what you should feel or think about it. Right? Even when we were listening to Melanie and Anaya, when Melanie was on the floor having her moment about Sincere, Anaya didn't say, well, like, why do you feel stupid? Or why do you know, it wasn't any curiosity. It was, no, you're not stupid. He's stupid. He 100% has good intentions with you. Da-da-da. Like, it was no invitation for Melanie to get curious about what was happening for her and to work it through. That does not happen with the girls. It doesn't happen with the girls. Whereas like Corbin, as much as we don't like it, and I do think sometimes even Zach and Bryce, because they really just be trying to catch motherfuckers up, but they ask questions, right? Which is what the audience honestly doesn't like seeing, if we're honest. Y'all don't actually like seeing people work through their shit, right? Because they would ask Casey questions or ask sincere questions, and they offer an opportunity for you to reflect and get curious about what's going on with you, what's going on with your couple, how you're feeling, da 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 da. Like, they do that. And that is different than how the girls engage with each other. Okay, I'm gonna go top bottom. And then I'm going to oh shit, bad drop. And then I'm gonna rotate out a couple of people.
I'm still here.
Oh,
Where
shit.
Angie go?
That was somebody else.
Because Angie was first. Where did Angie go? She was first. Uh-oh.
Okay. Hi Nikki.
Hey, Nikki.
Hey.
Hey,
Since
girl, hey.
we're gonna go top bottom, Nikki, is that cool? You can go first.
Can I say one quick thing?
No, Bad could go first. Like she. Yeah, go ahead. Go. I'll be last. It's fine.
Okay, then I'll go bottom up. Okay, go ahead, Bad.
Okay, what I was gonna say before my phone started acting stupid was, that's not a friend group in there, that's a flock. And y'all can clip me and y'all can hate me, I don't care. That's a flock. Another thing I'm gonna go back to that was from way earlier is, people keep trying to say Amora can't be talking when she said she would never be in Melanie's position because she was coupled up with Sincere and Casa, but what y'all are understanding is she wouldn't be in Melanie's position because she was gaslighting that man. She don't actually like him. They were playing in each other's faces, so no, she wouldn't be in her position because she does not like him like Melanie likes him. So I don't know why y'all keep trying to say that. About this whole Anaya and Casey thing, I don't know. I'm glad it's over. They can move on. They can be cordial in the villa. I don't care about any of it anymore because y'all have made your decisions and you went so extreme on either side that now you can't come back and be reasonable because everybody's going to be looking at you crazy because you took it so far that there's no way for you to come back and be like, oh, I was wrong, without you looking absolutely insane. So y'all can say whatever you want to say. I don't care. I'm just happy it's over. Sincere, Lord, get Samson out my villa. Somebody cut them locks and send him home.
Like,
Somebody cut them locks and send him home. Yeah, like, where are the scissors? Do I need to get on the paddleboard and open up a beauty shop? Because something got to happen. I'm tired. Like, he is doing so much that it's starting to make me, like, not dislike Corbin as much. Like, I'm like, Corbin can stay. Corbin can stay because Sincere is driving me nuts. Like, at this point, Corbin can stay. I don't care. It's weird. Corbin and Parmesan, never gonna get me with that cougar. Never. Because why were your two choices Caleb and Corbin? Caleb is 21. Caleb is younger than me. No, ma'am. I mean, it's a hard 21, but no, ma'am. Sorry. What else? Who is even worth talking about other than them? I'm glad Jen got on Kenzie. I've been waiting for it to happen. I'm glad Kata told her, you're acting like Sincere, even though Kenzie didn't take it in. She's talking about, I think I got through to her. No, you didn't. That girl gonna keep on doing exactly what she was doing. Well, no, maybe not now because Dylan cried, which was fake. That was fake. I don't care what nobody says. No tears. He was trying to make her feel guilty, and I don't like that. So he can go. And I told y'all already, like, when he first showed up, something was off to me. I didn't like him. His face was scary to me. Them eyes too close together and too small. That's all. That's all I can say about that. Ooh, should I say what I just thought about? All I'm gonna say is Victorian era royals. Go look up the paintings. And you'll know what I mean about Dylan. Go look up the paintings.
Oh my God.
Go look up the paintings. Them eyes too close together and too small. That's all I'm gonna say. Cause I'm not trying to be too crazy. Ooh, I will say, I was waiting to see if Caleb had that rah-rah energy in him. And he's not getting too crazy. But I kind of want to see it. I can't lie. And maybe that's toxic of me, but I kind of want to see it. Because he's just been so quiet and meek the whole time. I'm like, I want to know. Is there a little bit of dog in you? Just a little bit? So I guess we're going to find out. I can't believe Jaden's that, what's the word I'm looking for? Confrontational? I was like, okay, girl, period. I see you. Doing better than the other girls, than the other blonde girls. Period. Anybody else? I don't know. I don't think I really have any thoughts about anybody else. Oh, the owl. I have to share what I saw earlier.
That's my just
Somebody made an owl. Somebody made an edit of the owl, and somebody said the owl has more edits than Gaul. And then the person that posted the edit said it has more hair than him too. And I died. Oh, redacted. That was too funny. Okay, that's all I have.
I'm crying. Thank you so much, Bad. Somebody, you know what, Shayla? I didn't highlight that, and you're fucking right. Another whacking for Sincere. Why the fuck are you in that bed while she's sleeping outside? Don't piss me off. Seventh letter. Please give me your thoughts, my love.
Before seventh letter goes, I was actually in a random live, pick a live, because everybody was talking. And, oh no, it was actually Colin's live because is the right word, whatever that, I hope that's the correct. She was on there. She sent out a very reasonable video. So I saw her in there. I was just like, oh, can she be? And she wasn't all the way. But someone came up and says, oh, I know that it's Sincere. It looks like, Sincere, took the bed for Melanie. But if I were in her position, I would want to go to Soul Ties because I would be crying all night and I wouldn't want to hear everybody cry. So I just want to throw that out there. So I was just like, okay, I see. See? That is more information where it could change your point of view. This is a learning lesson, everyone. Thank you.
I think the owl was a sign saying, go back in that room. Walk outside with me. You better go back in that bed. But hey, you could be
If
right.
he did her, she should have yanked the covers off him and said, get up.
Somebody said,
What did Caleb say to Soul? Get your ass up.
somebody said
That's what she should have said.
up in that bed with him and made sure he didn't get no fucking sleep all night. That he would have had the worst fucking sleep that he could have possibly had. He would have been crying and begging to get to Soul Ties about that bed.
Then like that lady with the pants. I ain't get no sleep because of y'all. Y'all not gonna get no sleep because of me. How about that?
That's OG Bad Girl Club.
Baby, that's
Tanisha.
some good reality TV. That's a level of petty that it's appropriate. Y'all need to go back and watch the real ones because they didn't just hit out of nowhere. That came from a lot of things, but they're not gonna fight you just for no reason. But you know what? Absolutely, pots and pans, give it to me any day.
These bitches up. Cause Bryce, why are you gaslighting me about what I'm experiencing right now? Why you bitches keep telling me to bitches be satisfied with being picked? Everybody about to be up in this motherfucker, all right? Everybody up. Okay, seventh letter, give me your thoughts, my love.
All right, y'all. I'm outside doing my hot girl walk, so if it's some background noise, excuse it. So this episode, I was disappointed because I felt like movie night was cut short when Melanie had her outburst. And I'm not saying there was anything wrong with her outburst, but I feel like there was more to show. I actually feel like the production wanted to show more, but they gave her space. Because I wanted Trinity to see how Bryce lets Zach talk shit about her. I don't care how early it was in their coupling, but I want you to respond to that because you got a lot of fever and feedback for KC off some misinformation that you never ever tried to clarify with him. So I want you to pop up on Zach the same fucking way. Zach and Bryce got on my nerves more than anybody during the remainder of that fucking movie night because Zach was like overly being performative with his advice that was unnecessary. And Zach was just chirping in moments where nobody asked him shit because he quickly likes to shut people up when the heat is on his ass. I don't like how the girls are given Settle Island. But I have to remember, a lot of them are COVID high schoolers, and a lot of them are a part of the participation trophy generation. So it's like, at least all of us are coupled up. At least nobody's going to lose, or at least everybody, so that's the group think, that's the entitlement. I feel like participation trophy breeds entitlement. So it's, although Melanie might feel like Anaya is being a good friend to her, like wiping her tears and wiping her like a baby and comforting her, the shit she's saying to you, the shit the other girls are saying to you, that is not good because they're letting you walk in a unhealthy delusion. Like that shit between you and Sincere, you are saying what you're experiencing, but you're letting them silence what you actually feel. You said you spent the whole fucking summer crying over a dude you just met. Like, come on. I didn't like how Parmesan cheese was overly going when they showed her very small snippet in Casa. It's like, girl, calm down. And then I know y'all was saying y'all liked them as a couple last live, but I don't. When her and Corbin were having that conversation about the dynamics in their household growing up and how they saw love, it was giving a real disconnect. Like, that doesn't mean that they have to act that way, but it's like, he's very young, so he hasn't done anything differently. And then the fake voice that she gives, it gives like she's a sugar baby, and she turns that voice on for men just so they continue to find her attractive. That is not her real voice. There are videos with her real speaking voice. I'm like, she gotta be a sugar baby.
That's not a real voice.
I do like that Anaya and Casey got to have their conversation uninterrupted where they could actually hear each other. I wish he would have been able to give her some eye contact. I know it was uncomfortable. I'm not, solely on KC's side or solely on Anaya's side. I do think both of them have a lot of growing up to do. KC needs to get a little bit more confidence. He hated seeing himself in that light, but he owned up to the fact that he did it. I do think that he was embarrassed and genuinely apologetic and sorry for the things that he said that he felt were disrespectful or saw that she felt disrespected by. I do like that she apologized. They both apologized for standing up because that escalated shit unnecessarily. I like that they both did that. What else happened? I still don't like Carl. I don't see why y'all like that. I don't like it at all. At all. And it's probably what Angie said earlier. Not seeing something behind his eyes because of he's Asian. I never really see anything behind their eyes besides sadness or nothing. So I don't know if we ever gonna see nothing behind his eyes. Sincere, I think, okay, this is what I think is gonna happen with him and Melanie. I think Melanie is gonna break up with him before the show is over, or, I guess remove herself from their connection, and then they're gonna come back to the reunion together as a fucking couple. They are toxic and love drama. I think that that's what they're gonna do. But it's giving Settle Island. I don't feel like anybody really, really likes each other. I feel like Kata has blinders on because she went there too early with Zach. Trinity and Bryce full of shit. Kenzie definitely don't want to be with Dylan's ass. And he's been clip farming, fake crying, bobbing his head side to side during movie night, eating the popcorn all crazy. Like, he can go. We need to strategize who we gonna vote for. Because I need these people gone. Gone, gone, gone.
Okay, I'm about to give y'all a new tap goal, and I'm about to address this because y'all did this last time in the live. And then some of y'all motherfuckers up in here went and ran this shit back to that little ginger spice girl incorrectly. So we gonna talk about it, okay? The reason why Seventh Letter brought up Carl being Asian is because I have said repeatedly that I don't see anything behind his eyes. That I don't see any emotions. It gives me what Kenny gave me, if I'm perfectly honest, when he's in moments with Anaya. And so people have said, well, maybe because culturally Asians are more reserved with their emotions. And so maybe that's why you're not seeing anything, is because he is more reserved with his emotions. That is what they are saying. Okay? So please, no, not my girl Ginger.
It's a nickname, y'all. Inside joke.
I'm talking
If you
about
know, you
the
know.
biracial with the white mother, okay? Y'all know who the fuck I'm talking about. And so y'all went and ran that shit over there like people were saying it was something wrong with Carl being Asian. That's not what the fuck nobody's saying.
Nobody is saying that.
People are saying to me, because I'm saying, hey, I don't see anything behind his eyes. They're basically saying to me, hey, that may be because culturally they're not always expressed
Exactly.
emotionally.
There are things very specific to Asian culture that's like there are things specific to black culture. Like, don't be fucking stupid.
Okay? So
And also,
stop trying to act like
I'm
my panelists are bigoted or xenophobic, because y'all know I don't play that shit.
Exactly.
yeah, we don't even do that up in here. Also, I want to say, I'm glad that Casey and Anaya made amends too. So hopefully everybody in the public can calm the fuck down. I still feel bad for both of them for the shit that they're about to walk out of that villa seeing. I hope they have good people in their lives and in their corner that show them love and can drown out the noise, because the feedback for both of them has been wildly unnecessary and extremely harsh on both sides. You don't have to like either of them, but this shit's been crazy.
Orange, I don't think they're going to be able to vote Casey out. Number one, I don't think they're about to have that option. And number two, that man actually has a gigantic fan base.
He has a what? Oh, a fan
He
base.
has
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
very big fan base. He got
Oh,
Even if it is the
men
delusional
that I don't
niggas,
want watching the
he got
show
a
no more.
fan base.
he got a fan
He
base.
got a fan base.
Loser ass nigga.
Tina,
Only
Tina, can I ask you a question about Casey and TT, because you mentioned something before the panel came up
uh-huh.
about, because I do think they like each other. However, I do think a big part of why he likes her so much is because she's catering to the specific needs that he has. I haven't really seen him cater to her needs or even know what her needs are. And I know that he's young. As long as she does that, he's gonna love TT.
Yeah.
But if she gets to a point where it's like, okay, we out in the real world, I don't have time, we got to balance real life and our relationship. I just feel like he has some growing up to do, because she is a bit older than him. She seems a little bit more experienced and confident in ways that he's not.
Yeah.
So I don't want to break them up, but for that, if that doesn't work itself out, I don't see them lasting long.
Like, yeah, I agree with that 100%. And let me also clarify, sorry y'all, because I was fussing. I'm not fussing at y'all explicitly that asked that question in the comments. Just to be clear. I'm not fussing at y'all. I'm aware that it is over 350 people in this motherfucker, which means there's a bunch of motherfuckers in here just watching. I'm talking to they silent asses. Okay? So I'm not fussing
The
at y'all.
minions are here collecting fake data.
Correct. So I just want to be clear. I'm not fussing at y'all in the comments, because the reality is y'all wouldn't have asked me in the comments if you was actually moving like a fucking weirdo, right? You wouldn't identify yourself.
Exactly.
That's why they in here just fucking watching. I didn't see one of them that I already know was on one of their fucking lives come up in here a couple times and
Put
be
it in the chat.
watch. They didn't say shit.
I
And
seen
I
two.
spoke to them and they didn't say
Put them in the chat.
They didn't say
I seen two.
So I'm not talking to y'all explicitly in the chat. I'm sorry for fussing, but it's not at y'all explicitly.
They got minions and so does Tina. Don't play with me. That's all I'm gonna say.
And I will say too, like, yeah, we don't know anything about Carl. And we're also not going to, I already said their name out loud. We're also not going to act like we don't understand that culturally he might be showing up differently. And that might be why I'm reading him that way. I don't know. But I just don't see nothing right now yet. And to your point, Seventh Letter, I have not seen anything from Casey to TT. The only thing that I have so far, is him saying that he chose to stay with TT because she didn't have anybody to support her after what she experienced coming into the villa, and that he wanted to stay to support her. So like acting as a support person for her in that time over the priority of everybody else's comfort. So I will give him that. But to be fair, again, we haven't been able to see enough of their connection outside of the reaction to Anaya, which is not fair to them. So we need to see more. Okay, new tab goal. It is 45 after the hour. I'm going to give you 15 minutes to get to 200K. It's 362 of you in here. 15 minutes to get to 200K. Otherwise, you go into comments purgatory. Okay.
Is it possible I can go real quick? Because I got to get off soon.
Go ahead, my love. Go ahead.
Thank you. So I'm just going to focus on Melanie and Anaya for the most part. I don't think Melanie has a self-esteem issue. I think Melanie has a self-love problem. And I think that a lot of times when we suffer with self-love, we want other people to fix the problem instead of choosing ourselves. And so I don't feel bad for her because I felt like when it was Soul, she was competing with Soul. And she was my man and all the other stuff. And it was cool. And she was willing to ignore what he put out there because she wanted to win. And that just all tells me that like she may have some confidence there, but I feel like she also is struggling with choosing herself first. And, until she learns to just choose herself a little bit easier, quicker, and to avoid drama, she's going to keep taking stuff like that. And if it ends in sincere, it's going to be somebody else. Anaya to me, and I know I'll probably get some smoke for this, but Anaya to me is giving Karen. She's giving corporate Karen. She's giving the type of person that you don't want to work with in corporate America. Like the person that makes you feel like you could trust them, but is deliberate. Because I don't like the passive aggressiveness. And I know that some people, like I'm a forward person, but some people are very passive aggressive. And passive aggressive comes off to me as manipulation because you won't just say what it is. You go all around the world to get what you want. And it comes across as manipulation to me. I feel like she's self-serving, but because of the passive aggressiveness, it doesn't come across like she's self-serving, I think that Anaya really can't be a good friend to Melanie because she likes Sincere. I feel like, that's the problem. Like you are trying to make Melanie okay with what Sincere did, which is just crazy to me. But it is what it is. People are saying like, production made Anaya apologize to Casey. Well, if that's the case, I'm sure that production must have told her, and please let him talk. Because this was the first time that she gave him room to just, like, she sat there and even her posture was like, I'm listening. And he was able to like really come out and say what he needed to say and articulate himself. And maybe vocabulary, and it wasn't an issue for him. He just needed the space to actually speak because what he said was very educated and it sounded very mature. Like he said it himself, like I was building up resentment. That's maturity. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he was given the space and he did apologize. And everything you said about him, Tina, like that, the growth, him watching himself, him taking full accountability, I agree with 100%. And that's pretty much it. Like, I just feel like, I didn't like the way Carl was looking at him. That whole environment that he was in, and I'll end it with this, that whole environment that he was in where he was being yelled at by these women, Anaya getting in his face, and then Carl looking at him like that. It made me feel like Carl was a cop. He was looking at him like it made me. I just felt like it wasn't safe for him. I was like, why is Carl looking like he's about to arrest this man? And I feel like Carl just looked too old. I don't know how old he is, but he looks grown. He looks like he has an 800 credit score. He looks like he owns property. He looks like he has a house, cars, and he might have been married and divorced by now. Like, he looks old. And so I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Anyway, that's it. That's my time.
Please.
I'm not lying though. He looks grown. He
No,
looks like he is grown in the face.
she's not saying there's anything wrong with those things. What she's saying is Carl looks like he has done the things that Bryce should have already done. Is that what you were? That's what you were getting at, right?
Yes.
Just
He
too
looks
old
like-
to be here. Not too old in general.
Yeah, he's too old to be with Anaya, in my opinion. But whatever, she's mature. Like, I also saw sides of Anaya that I had never seen before.
Yeah.
And which makes me think that this girl is not slow. She's actually not as naive as I thought she was. I definitely was like, oh, she gives off like she was homeschooled. But I'm like, no, she's actually really smart, and she is fiddling, playing the game with these guys. When I don't know how sincere it was that when she went up to them and apologized in front of them. I don't know how sincere it was. So I don't know. I looked at Anaya differently, and I definitely think that Carl's too old to be dealing with it. But I'm basically saying that because I'm saying she might be more mature than I'm giving her credit for.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I do think that wait, Dan, why you mute them, Bat? I do agree that I think that Anaya
They said somebody was gullible. Don't be rude.
Oh, talking about a panelist was gullible?
Yes.
Okay.
Be nice in the well.
Only 5 minutes. They'll be back.
In the comments, y'all.
Am I being too quick?
It's just a little timeout. So I will say that I do, again, I agree. I think that Anaya does need someone older than her because of how she clearly wants to be courted. I don't think that emotionally she is at a place where 28 makes sense. I don't think that 28 makes sense yet, for her right now. I think that 25, 26 is closer to where she is developmentally, and that would be more appropriate for where she is in her emotional development, personally. Okay, I thank you so much, Barbara Batty. I'm gonna drop you, my love. So yeah, I agree with that, around that aspect of it. For those of you that don't know, now Champagne Mommy, that's why your name is that, girl. I'ma whack you. Stop it. Yeah, I mean, I will say that I do think that, for those of you that don't know, Carl is 28, Anaya is 23, so there's a 5-year age difference. Not much different than oh God, than that man last season and Michelle, and y'all know I felt a way about that.
The boo boo.
Yes. I called him the little man, but yeah, it's how I felt about them last season. I don't know if I think that Anaya is a Karen based on the actual, like, what Karen is supposed to mean. Right, Uno. I did start calling him Uno, Nikkei. Like, I don't know if I think she's an stop KK a Karen based on what Karen is, like, originally intended for, the initial intent of the word. I'm looking for if there are pieces I
thought my phone glitched.
Me too.
Yeah, you know what?
Me too. I was like, what happened?
Y'all have 7 minutes to get to 200K, and I'm turning the comments on. Get it together.
I do agree that she could be passive aggressive, but I would not go as far as calling her a Karen, because that it takes more than being passive aggressive
Because
to be a Karen.
when we think about the why we started using the word Karen to describe white women, it was explicitly white women that were a danger to black men. I don't know that I think she's that. Do I think she is passive aggressive in some ways? Do I think there's still some growth that needs to happen with her? Sure, I can agree with those things, absolutely.
You know what she gives? Sorry to hop in. She gives like a housewife daughter or like a nepo baby,
Well, I mean,
I
unfortunately.
mean, that
She
And
is
is a
that's
nepo
clearly
and
what she
she
baby.
is,
is.
but
She is.
that there's like a, I don't even think it's intentional, right? But there's like a, yes,
A
it
snooty
reminds me
booty.
of like a housewife's kid, you know?
She might be a little snooty booty. That's okay.
but you know what?
I always thought she was more of a classism type of thing. She's used to a certain level of things,
Yeah.
and it comes across like she's that's what I'm looking for, like high society black person that looks down on other non-high society people. That's the feeling I get from her sometimes, and
Okay.
It
that's why
gives me
I
very Jack and Jill.
Yeah, and I
correct,
listen.
correct.
I told
Yes.
y'all it was giving Jack and Jill, right? If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Not to whack the Jack and Jills or the debutantes. Listen, my sister did Jack and Jill. My other sister was a debutante. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
bashing. I'm just saying it is a particular
Yeah.
type of culture of black people. Um, yeah,
The more she's socialized outside of that, though, she'll grow up and understand how that can be problematic.
yeah. I will say that I do feel like, and I said this to subscribers, I think I've said it here before. I do think that Anaya has probably been socialized to marry a certain pedigree of a man. And I think that Carl literally ticks boxes for her. And then she literally came on an episode and told us that. Um, and so I understand he's perfect, right? I don't think that Taylor from last season is classified as that because Taylor does not have the same level of wealth that Anaya's family does.
Tina, do you mind if I go first? I'm going to drop down
Oh,
after I
yeah, go ahead.
speak. Sorry, I just want to say what and then I'm going to drop down.
I think so, Tina, with Taylor. Sorry, because he's Greek life and they right next door to Jack and Jill, like the way that they're socialized. He might be his parents might be in it.
I'll respond. Go ahead, Danny. I'm gonna restart your time.
Um, what I want to say about this episode really quickly. That could have been an email. I don't know why they forced us to do like 2 episodes of movie night when they could have squished that all into one. I'll start Corbin. Corbin is quickly becoming somebody I'm amused by. I don't. It's his consistency to not care. That man looked at his movie night and said, "I said what I said. It's the truth. I'm not apologizing." He said, "I'm sorry if you felt the type of way." Cackled. Him and Parmesan, they not gonna make it. And yes, Seventh Letter, I did see that video. She lying about her voice. She speaks very clearly. So that little voice she's putting on, please stop. They're not gonna last, but I am amused. Kenzie. I was like, yeah, you know what? She really does give Gabe. I don't know about sincere. When they put all them clips together, I said, no, you, Miss Ma'am, are sincere light. You are literally sincere. And the fact that she was giving sincere answers too. You know, you guys are valid in your feelings. That's valid. That's valid. I said, you ain't got nothing to say other than that's valid. She lucky she got Caleb. And the fact that she was like, well, I'm not apologizing. Her and Kata, don't apologize to Corbin. I'm sorry, were you not also foul to Corbin as well? Kata, I know you talking to her, but she don't want to listen. That girl is trapped with Dylan because she would still be playing the field. She does not see anything she did wrong. Put her on the men's side. Put her on the men's side and put Caleb on the girl's side. That's exactly what she is. Kenzie is a dog. Okay? She's a dog. Who else is there? Anaya and Casey, I said it on your last panel. I think it was very needed that he looked back at what he said because I never liked his tone in Casa, and I think he also didn't like his tone. And I'm glad that he was able to say what he had to say, apologize for what he felt he did wrong, and I'm glad that they were able to clear the air. I'm glad that Anaya apologized for standing over him because she felt that she did too much. I know everybody was fighting online about who they think is innocent or not innocent. They clearly felt that they did something wrong and they apologized for what they did wrong. I'm glad they were able to clear the air. I'm glad Casey got that off his chest. Please never speak again. I don't ever want go into separate sides of the villa. I don't ever want to see that again. Melanie and Sincere. I did feel for Melanie in this episode because I can imagine what it's like to be trapped in the villa, no phones, nobody who really knows you, who you are as a person, and you're trying to process what you just saw, and everybody around you is gaslighting the hell out of you. it reminded me of like when Alandria said she was in in Casa and she was like going through the whole Nick thing and she had no one else to talk to. She couldn't talk to Nick about really what she was going through. She couldn't talk to the boys. She was trapped with the Casa girls and like there's no one to process with. Bryce, you know I'm here for my annual Bryce whackings. You can defend a man, but you can't defend Trinity. You can defend I think Sincere is just dumb, but he means well. Also, you think that's what you saw was okay. Everybody mute. Everybody mute. Bryce, oh please, no. Anaya, oh I think he has good intention. He's just lustful. You saw what you saw to the point that the men were stunned, but you said he means well, but he's just lustful. How is it that Corbin had no excuses for that man? Corbin said, now that was wild, my guy. You need to sleep outside. And the man still did it. Anaya and Bryce, I'm gonna tell you one thing. Never work in mental health. Never get any don't stop giving advice. Stop giving advice. I don't know what that was. To the point that Melanie had to stand up and tell everyone, stop invalidating my feelings. And then we see in the first look that Anaya's like, no, you need to go back to him. Are we mad? Are we mad? To the point that even Kata had to be like, what about Melanie's feelings? Like, and again, this is not me taking everything off of Melanie. She's a grown-ass woman. So she needs to learn how to stand up for herself. But I also know what, like, I can't imagine what that's like. We all in here have been through something. And you call up your best friend, your mama, whoever is close to you. You be like, girl, I'm not tripping. And your friend is like, girl, you not tripping. Imagine you say, am I tripping? And everyone's like, yeah, you are tripping. He loves you. His intentions are good. He's just lustful. No. I need them to stop giving advice. Bryce, production may want to save you and Zach's ass because it wasn't because of Melanie that clip wasn't shown. Production was never going to show that because they know who they want their top 3 to be and they were never going to bash Bryce. But Bryce, it is not lost on me that you can keep defending men, but you cannot once stand up for Trinity at your age of 30 and unemployment. This is probably why you can't get a job because you don't want to stand up for nothing. I cannot stand that man. And you're lucky that I know my vote will be wasted if I vote for you for least compatible. But just know that if it meant for something, I would vote for you. And that's all I got to say. Thank you.
Danny, you're hilarious, bro. Y'all got y'all's favorite whacker in here.
Can't stand that man. A punk. If at least be Corbin. Corbin ain't gonna be a punk. If Corbin can look at that man and tell Sincere, you was foul. KC was disgusting.
He said, get it together.
Listen, Corbin stands on his shit. He knows he's foul, but he can tell it's foul. That's why he's able to call him out.
I can't help but he's like the villain you can't help but like. You can't help
so
I
entertaining.
don't like him, but I agree that he stood on his shit.
I like him. I mean, I don't like him like, oh my God, you know,
I don't like
you
him
just
either.
like you gotta respect a man who or a person who's just gonna stand on what they said and also can say, you was foul for that. Like, come on, if KC can look at what he did and was like, you know what? Whether I was in the moment and I felt I was right, that hurt somebody's feelings.
What's the saying? Takes one to know one. That's
Listen,
Corbin.
we're watching two men live in integrity.
Yeah.
Correct.
Whether or not you believe that they're a good person, they're a consistent person.
I think Blue Centric always says this, that you end up liking someone that has integrity. Because at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, they're gonna Nick couldn't stand that girl last season, couldn't stand her, and still told Jeremiah, I think you did too much. Like, that wasn't being a man. Corbin said, yeah, Sincere, that was wild. Bryce ain't got and he don't have a lick of integrity. He's just stupid, but he really means well. Take him back. When I catch you, you bald-headed demon. That's it. I'm a grab.
Bryce is a waste.
Wait, I got a question. Who has more hair, Gaul or Bryce?
Bryce's wig. Well, remember, Bryce has a wig, so his wig has more hair than Gaul. I don't know if he takes off his wig, what it'll look like, but
Is that really
also
true or is this a joke?
I
'Cause
did
It is
crack up.
silly.
okay, because
Not
I
a
was like,
wig.
Not
I
his
didn't
wig.
see
It's a
that.
wig. It's synthetic though. I
Who
also
got
did
better
crack up
links?
when Dylan was like, I think she does like me. And she likes you and you and you and you. I said, listen,
Dylan
Corbin
just trying
and
to stay
Dylan
in
have
that
clocked that
villa.
girl and called her all types of hoes. But yes, Bryce does wear a wig. It's synthetic. That's why I always be looking a mess. He can't afford a real wig because he's unemployed at the age of 30. No healthcare benefits. Goodbye.
Please, Danny. Good job getting to 200K. Comments are back. You are welcomed back to commenting. Damn it, Danny, you said something that I wanted to comment on and now I can't fucking remember. Take a tap break, y'all. Take a tap break. Rest your fingers. Yeah, don't get put into comment purgatory anymore. I gave y'all 15 minutes. That was more than enough time. That was more than enough time to get to 300K. All right, y'all got it. He won't. But I kind of hope he does, but he won't. I did want to say real quick about Dylan. Yeah, the tears were obviously fake. I mean, I hope it was obvious to y'all. The tears were fake. That actually was really disgusting and kind of harmful. If I'm perfectly honest, because Kenzie's face was giving not at all happy. It felt like pressure. She felt pressure to make a decision. She felt pressure to choose him because of the judgment from him and everyone else. Now, I'm not saying that she doesn't need to wrap it up. Girl, we got 2 weeks. How much more fucking exploring do you need to do? I'm not saying that's wrong, but the way in which it was gone about, it definitely was like guilt, right? Like I'm guilting you about how you're moving through this experience, and I don't
Yep.
like that. I don't like that.
Did they actually close it off? Did I miss that? Or did they just like imply?
No, he said, so you don't want to do any more exploring. She said, no, I just want to focus on you. And then he got into the confessional. I was
He
like,
hugged her, right?
He
Okay.
cried
Because
into her
I was like, I don't
arms.
remember hearing them say closed off, but you know, I think everybody that's still there is lying just to stay in the villa. They not feeling each other like that.
The only people not lying is Caleb and Jaden. I said what I said.
I think KC and TT like each other too, though. I ain't
Oh
gonna
yes,
hate on
them
them.
too, them too,
But
them too. I'm
but
sorry,
all
I
them
forgot
other
about them.
people,
I
Them
think
too.
Corbin and Parmita like each other. I think it's very
Yeah,
cool, but they like each other.
they
they
doing too
like
much though.
being freaky with each other.
Yes, yes.
Okay, AJ, give me your thoughts, my love.
Hi. So I'm going to start with the simple ones first. I didn't like the fact that Kenzie apologized to Dylan actually after movie night because it felt like apologizing to your partner for your past. And even though she's done her shit, of all the people to apologize to, I think Dylan is bottom of the list, shouldn't even be on the list. Now, Corbin, I peeped this earlier in the season because someone had asked him about whether or not he was family oriented, and he hesitated and he said, in a way. But when he was talking to Parmita about his family, there's definitely something going on with his family there that I think he kind of alludes to sometimes, but he never really talks deeply about himself. That being said, I think unfortunately I can see and understand Corbin a lot because he's very Caribbean man. There are a lot of things that are just extremely Caribbean about him and about the way he speaks and about the way he moves through the villa that I can recognize in him. So I actually don't think he ever really has bad intentions. I think he just does what he wants, and that's kind of just his spiel. Now, about the Sincere, Anaya, and Mel of it all, I don't think it's by accident that Sincere chose to be close friends with Anaya. I think he kind of manipulates women, or he knows how he can manipulate women. And I think Anaya, he knew because she was behind his door the first day that he could manipulate her in a different way. Because when she was talking to him about how he did Melanie, I noticed that he slipped into the conversation things about him having been a good friend, or how he could have been a better friend to Anaya. And I feel like it was to soften her more to his point, even though she was already I mean, she spoke to him like, oh, just disappointed in you. Like, she really didn't give him that much heat or smoke for it at all. And neither did any of the girls, which that was crazy to me. But above all, I think that 30-year-old man sitting there and telling that young girl that she should settle for being treated like that was disgusting to me. For you to sit there as the oldest, is he the oldest person in the villa? Not anymore, but one of the oldest.
He is the oldest person in the villa.
Oh, okay. For him to sit there as the oldest person in the villa and tell that young girl,
doesn't matter.
like, that she should, that he sees they're fixing in that relationship is crazy after seeing her get lied to down. Now, I think Anaya and Mel, where we see them argue in the next episode, and I think at this point, I can see why. Because imagine, you're trying to get better for yourself. You're trying to get the courage to want better for yourself. And someone who's supposed to be your closest friend is buddy with the person that's hurt you and telling you, like, no, he has good intentions for you. That's crazy. Like, at that point, don't give me your opinion about what I should or shouldn't do. You should be like, hey, I see you're feeling this way. I'm sorry that you're feeling this way. What can I do for you to help you feel better? Like, what space do you need? Don't tell me that you think I should go back to this person. I don't think any of these people are being good, genuine friends to each other right now, except for Corbin and Casey. That's that.
Y'all are correct. Gall is 30 as well, so he might be older than Bryce by maybe a few months. I don't know when their birthdays are. I don't be caring enough about that.
He is, because Bryce's birthday was like 2 days ago or 3 days ago, something like that.
They are both 30. But that said, again, y'all don't like when I whack them, but I don't give a fuck. To be the oldest man in that villa and to be telling her, I know you just watched him lie, but really, girl, it was just he couldn't get it out right. He just didn't mean it that way. You're fucking gaslighting her as the 30-year-old in the fucking villa. Then saying to him, just say that she's right. You're teaching him to manipulate her. The same critique that y'all had about Beatrice with fucking Zach, right? Except he's doing it in real time. He is literally great friends with the man that y'all watch be so punitive to a partner because you did something I don't like, but Bryce is clear from all that. I say to y'all all the time, you are the company that you fucking keep. You are the company that you keep.
The way they were standing in the kitchen talking while Sincere and Mel were speaking it out, it felt like they calculated to get into the finals or to be top couples, and they wanted to draft Mel and Sincere as number 3 on that. That's what it felt like to me.
I agree, AJ. I didn't like that. Like, let them have a moment. Like, y'all completely stopped y'all conversation to look directly at them and then whisper about their facial expressions and body language and what's going on. Like, what else do y'all do?
Bryce kept saying Sincere is just stupid. Bitch, you a dummy too. What are we talking about?
Like, why are you, and the fact that he thinks, listen, I don't care. The fact that he thinks, well, because he does really like you, and he was always going to choose you, that it makes it okay that man actively fucking lied to her, gaslit her, and even after the Soul was the original fuck up. Melanie is absolutely correct. Casa was the point when you were supposed to prove your ass, and you didn't. You went to Casa and did the same shit you had done. Oh, bad. They
for real? Like, over Dada?
Anybody? I'm surprised they didn't get Danny. Anytime somebody clocked Bryce,
right?
I'll be back.
Yeah, you went to Casa and did the same fucking thing you had done in the villa with Soul. You did not learn shit. You didn't learn shit. And the fact that all of them are fucking gaslighting her. All of them are telling her to just ignore it because you got picked. He always wanted you. So that makes it okay? That makes it okay? That she has had repeated experience after experience after experience. She has so much data. What did I tell y'all, Melanie's? I don't know if y'all watched it. I told y'all Melanie's individual journey in this villa. I told y'all this at the beginning of the fucking season. I said Melanie's individual journey in this villa is to clock what's happening in her body and then look at the data, hear what her partner is saying, and make an assessment, right? You can't just feel the thing in your body and then go to your partner and then believe what they say if the data is telling you something different. That is what that's the lesson that Melanie needs to learn. Right? Because as she's talking to us about this man hurting her feelings and, not being honest with her and not considering her and all of that, you're still talking about him being a good person. Mamas, what's happening? I need you to register what's happening in your body. Ask that man to clarify and then look to see, do his actions match his motherfucking words? You
I
know
think so.
the answer, Melanie.
I think sometimes when people are charismatic, though, it's like, but everybody else likes them, so they must be a good person, even though they're dragging you through the dirt. So because it's like, oh, but everyone else, like, they're really advocating for him. I think it's easier for her to trick herself into being like, oh, but he's a good person and this is just an us thing and not like this is who he is.
I actually think that part of it is about Melanie just being a pick-me and being a bird and not wanting to admit that was what was happening for her early days, right? She feels differently now, right? But I'm never going to forget, I'm never going to let go of her saying, he's up there kissing that girl right now and I'm going to take him back again. If he cheats, I'm just going to cheat back. I got my man back. Aha. I'm not going to forget none of that shit. Melanie is who the fuck she is. She's just sad because she kept thinking that she was going to be the exception.
Karma.
He was going to adjust his behavior, and that has not happened. So now she needs to move the fuck around with the data that she has. Period. All right. Say pretty, give me your thoughts. Oh, user that was asking to come up here. You must be new here. I will let anybody come up here. Everybody can request. I don't like only prioritize. Everybody can request to come up here. I always prioritize people that are subscribed to me on my page. I always prioritize them to come up. And just hang out in the queue. I will bring you up at some point. Okay. Say pretty, give me your thoughts, my love.
I do agree with you as far as the way Melanie is taking in information. I think she knows what's happening, but she's afraid. She's afraid of something new. She's afraid of something new more than anybody else. She's comfortable in the chaos that she's a part of. Unfortunately, I'm praying. I wish when someone chose somebody to be a couple with, you could say no, I don't want to. I have never seen someone say, you know what, I know you chose me, but you know what, this is not for me. I would love to see her do that. I think we have all exhausted the Anaya and Casey thing, but I am glad that they are at a point where they took acknowledgement for where they are. I do see a lot of growth in Casey, like you stated before. I think Melanie is trying to do that, but she has too many people pulling her away from her growth. She's literally going to the water, but people keep on pulling her away from the water. You know what I mean? So it's harder for her to like really spark new wings because they're pulling her away from the water. And sometimes I also feel like maybe they feel like if they can sabotage her, then their couple will be okay. It does give that off. So when you guys were talking about that meeting, I had to go back and think, yeah, they were having a meeting like, you know what I mean? Let's connect the dots, who can we destroy or, whatever. So I'm hoping the last four couples does include Casey and TT, but I think they might be couple number 5, and they won't be a part of the 4 because I feel like the audience might vote them out. Unless we start seeing them in a more romantic form, because they have prioritized Anaya's couple with Carl showing more romance, and they have not prioritized us seeing other couples. So unless within the next week they start prioritizing more romance like they did last year. Remember last year it was chaos everywhere, and then the last week they focused on romance. I don't know if you guys recognize, like from episode 30 to 35 they focus on romance. Now, if certain things are still garbage, you might have another situation where there's two couples like, HQ and Chris, where they're in the top four and they're not a couple. That could be Sincere and Melanie.
Yeah. That's
So,
yeah, that's
you
true.
know,
I do
you
think
know.
that KC and TT could make it to the final four. I think that there's no way that Brinity and Zeta are not making it to the top four. I think everybody else is sort of a gamble
Mm-hmm.
for who's going to make it to the top four. I do think that KC does have a very big fan base that is going to want to vote him forward. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all.
Oh, and let me just say one more thing. Corbin, yes, someone said Corbin's very Caribbean coded, and I was just like, when I saw him, said, well, yeah, I said a lot of stuff. I'm sorry, I did, hurt your feelings, but yeah, it was true, and I'm gonna stick by it. That is such a Jamaican thing. Like they will hurt your feelings. Like, I see you today. You still look fat, but you're still cute. That type of thing. You know what I mean? And that's what I got from him. He was just like, it is what it is. So I do like he's sort of like a villain, but not really a villain. So I do like that part of it. But thank you guys for allowing me to speak and on your panels today.
Of course, of course. To someone in the comments, you're making a great point. I don't remember who said it at this point because it's gone by. But a lot of the core four do share the same fan base. And so that is going to fuck them the same way it fucked Shalace last season, right? Because they're going to have to ultimately pick somebody to vote for. And so I do think that could be a thing that comes up. That said, to the person that said Anaya has a bigger fan base than KC, possibly, but again, it's not between KC and Anaya's coupling. It's between KC, Melanie and Sincere, and Anaya and Carl. Like that's the three couplings that are the who knows what's going to happen. I don't think that Melanie and Sincere are a shoe-in. If I'm perfectly honest, I don't. I think that those are the three that we would have to see. Are they gonna who's gonna of those three make it to the other two? Not you just, I know that ain't the spice I think it is.
Say what now?
I know that ain't the spice I think it is. Hi, Spice.
Hey,
It is the
am
spice
I
I think it is. Spice,
am I
what's
am,
there?
am I walking
Hello.
in? A few days because this season got everybody in a tizzy.
Hey,
So
Spice.
I've been hiding in my corner. Is it safe?
It's always safe in my space. I'm curious why you're here because I know that you are homies with old girl that has a lot of smoke for me right now. So I guess I'm curious why
Lot of shit to
you're
say.
here.
I'm again like I'm out of the loop. I've not really been on here to know what's going on. So you would actually have to fill me in.
We
I'm
don't need to
guessing this
talk
has
about
something
it.
to do with
Yeah,
Desi.
Nikki's right. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna take enough space up on the panel. I was just curious why. I was just curious why you were here. Figured I'd.
Oh no, I was just literally scrolling through my For You page and what I saw was Say Pretty in a live and I just clicked on it. I didn't know that this was your live. But I have no idea what's going on when it comes to this season and stuff like that. Like I've just been passively looking. I have my thoughts and opinions on, the characters of the show and stuff like that. But I'm not really that deep into what's going on, the lore and all of that stuff like that. Who got beef with who, what issues is going on, and none of that. So I'm just kind of in
Fair.
in my own little corner, in my own little chair for this season.
Okay, Brandy. Fair. I appreciate that.
Well,
Yes, actually, let me give y'all a new tap goal. We'll start it in 2 minutes. Let's do. It's 393 of y'all in here. Let's do 300,000. I feel like y'all could do that, right?
okay.
Is that aggressive? Let's do 300. Let's do 300K, and let's do that. You don't have to start until 25.
Excuse me. I'm
Let's
gonna
do.
head drop because I got to run to the bathroom.
All right, Spice. Bye. Let's do
Bye,
it.
dogs.
Y'all.
Bye, Spice.
20 minutes, okay? Y'all got 20 minutes to hit. No, I was bad. You was always gonna come back because you a sub. We got two.
No, I mean in that moment.
I know. I love you down. Marja, please give me your thoughts, my love.
Right on. Hi everybody. So that was nice seeing Spice. Because yeah, we love him. Anyway, so whoever said that they're flocks of something, yeah, I've been saying they're a flock of seagulls. You know, if you know, you run so far away. Anyway, it's a bad look because it's obvious there's a fine line between girls, and birds. That's what I'm realizing. Now, as far as the couples and their freaking chemistry test that's going to happen tonight, I have thoughts on that. And so we'll start with Caleb and Jaden. No chemistry. I hope they're on the list so we can just clear up space in the villa, even though they're not my first choice on who to get out. And who was she to like go tell the girls yesterday, I don't feel anything for him. And then he goes and says, she's not that into me. And now she stomps through the thing because you know what happened? She got activated from being at the Bad Girls movie night. So now she's feeling confrontational and she thinks this is the way girls are supposed to act in the village. She needs to get all hyphy to get her point across. And oh, look at me too. The rest of them are standing up, yelling around, ordering these men around. Let me go get Caleb's balls. So then we have freaking Calvin is what I understand I have to call him, and Trinity, and Zach and Kata. So I've been saying that girth checks undermine the intimacy of a monogamous relationship. But the more I think about it, Zach has literally been undermining the intimacy of the relationship by going and planting these seeds of doubt into Bryce and then following it up with making his ass available to hump on at various places throughout the villa in front of everybody now that it's out of the bedroom from girth checks and private conversations about, ooh, that looks so good. And so then Corbin and Paramita, look, after y'all force fed me Ace and Shelly last year, when my biggest thing was their age gap difference, I thought we were all in this year. So I'm all for Corbin and Paramita. I'm on board. Corbin has at least been in a relationship before. Ace had never been in a relationship before, y'all. And you guys was trying to make him match up to old girl. And on top of which, Paramita is not confused about shit. So I'm loving Corbin's level of DGAF. And yeah, I like that they closed off in private and haven't really told anybody. That's interesting. And then look, you hear the paper? I got notes. Let me hurry up. Okay, and then for I think I should just go to the Bryce of it. What's his name? Yeah, the Calvin of it all. Very, very interesting for me. He's a liar. He's manipulative. He's controlling her, and I'm not really for the way that he's controlling. He's leading Trinity around by her nose and she doesn't even realize it. She thinks she's in charge. It's harmful with the girth checks and everything. It's undermining. They're not going to make it on the outside. Casey and TT for the win. And, Anaya and Carla, no chemistry. And, one last thing. I think it's so cool that they let Kinsey bring her change bag so that she could pay for all those extra sauces for French fries.
I can't. Please, Larja. Please. Oh my God. Y'all are so funny. Y'all are so funny. And dark skin, I saw your comment, babe. Request at any point, and you already know. I love you.
Points were made.
You can disagree. That's fine. Abby Gaga. I agree with you, Larja.
I've
That's a
always
lot. It's a lot
said.
of different things. I had more, but you put it on 3 minutes instead of 5. So that's where we
I've
are.
always, with this space, has always said we are pro ho. Just know what you want and stand on it. That's all. Because I can respect Corbin. He know he a hoe. He know he's superficial. He know he don't want to do shit for a woman. He know that if you don't take him as it is, fine. I'm fine. I'll just keep rolling through him. I don't need no marriage. Okay, bad. Girls, that's the type of nigga you want to see in the club. Is somebody that's gonna be that honest. Okay? So you can walk away, yeah? And he can find somebody just as superficial, yeah? Okay. KC though, however, is the one that's dangerous if you run into him. Okay, but okay. Think about that.
Lauren, please give me your thoughts, my love.
Hey y'all. I just had to do a quick clarification, which is why I changed my profile picture. I need you all to see that Edward here is Tumblr, is Wig.
Can't see the picture.
Can you see what is my profile picture?
It's
You, it's yourself.
It's
Dang
just
it.
you.
I had changed it. It's supposed to be Edward and Jasper. Edward is Wig
You have to
Can you
click
do
on
the
her
background
face.
thing?
No, you have to go to her
and
profile
and
and click on her face.
Jasper
I
is
I
from
hear where
across
you're
the
going.
pond, right? Jasper is across the pond. And I'm going to tell you why. I can get to the other ones. Corbin's been making me laugh. He's in Miami. Okay, that's his type. And if you like it, I love it. Um, I didn't even get to see Clam Slam Stem because she was so overstimulated by being called out by just being a reckless pass around, and that's fine too. I don't care. And but back to the problems at hand. Okay, Edward. And I want you to think about he's taking Trinity, aka sadly Bella, and we'll just say for age and Bella really liked to talk out of turn and just and not saying that Trinity's talking out of turn, but she always had a lot to say, right? A lot to say, backing up a family that had fangs and she didn't, right? So we've got Edward here, much older, okay, aka Wig, and then you have the one who's rabid, okay, the one who essentially had rabies of the vamp, which is the guy from across the pond, okay? He is a vampire. I, guys, the tongue should have said it, and he's no freaking Lestat. He's like an Armand, okay? Just a succubus, and I feel like it's too much. I feel like their confidence is stunning. It's actually annoying because at this point, the birds, the flocks, they don't even realize that they are being literally pigeon called. Like they're clapping on the street, and Kada and Trinity are just saying "caca" right here, clap, 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 right? And you've got Armand here, who literally is so confused because his deep lust for Wig is going so strong that he resents Kata for just serving a good lip liner, flamingo bird, one of the biggest birds I've ever seen in my life. He resents her because I don't even know why. I don't even know why. And the fact that my girl Trinity, aka Bella, and I'm calling her Bella for this, can clock everyone else, but can't seem to clock Edward and Jasper is confusing to me. It's Edward and Armand confusing. They are energy vampires. They're taking too much of my screen time, and I've had enough. That's all I have to say. Thanks so much, guys.
I'm sorry to those of y'all that have not seen Twilight and couldn't keep up, but
Oh yeah, the analogies miss me because I never watched.
Jasper
I never
and
did either, but
Edward,
y'all didn't have to be rude in the comments.
period.
That's why you got
Jasper
muted.
and Edward were
Exactly. I got it though, Lauren. I got you.
here's the thing
And
though,
I think
y'all.
that's actually right.
Hold on, Nikki. Here's the
So
thing though, y'all. If y'all would have listened, right? Even though she wasn't saying the boy's name, she was saying the girl's names. You should have picked up what boy she was talking about, y'all. Come on. We read books in my lives. We read books.
I knew the
yeah,
dudes, but I
we're
just
gonna
don't
have
know
to
the
change this.
character of the people on Twilight.
Okay.
Do
Me
they?
too. That went over my but I got some
Same.
of
But
it.
the girl,
When she switched it to
actually,
Armand, I really got it. That's my show. I understood that.
No, not everybody was being rude, but some people were like, kick her, da da da. Like, no. Telling her to be quiet.
Can I say this about my muting today? I'm sorry if y'all think I'm doing too much, but the spirit of Voldy has enveloped me. So I'm gonna do a little disappearance spell on you if you come in here acting crazy. Just know that.
Some of y'all keep have asked again about the Voldemort story. We already gave it. If you missed it, catch.
To know there are books
Absolutely.
and movies. Books and movies. Reading is
I've read
fundamental.
all of them and watched all of them. Thank you. Before I knew that the creator was a transphobe, so that ruined my childhood. Yeah, for sure. Hey, everybody.
Hold on, let me give
Yeah.
you your time.
Well, Tina, when did y'all we talked about it? Like y'all talked about?
Yeah, I told them why. I will give you a brief summary
Oh,
one more time.
no. I
Okay.
know it.
No, I was saying for the chat.
Oh,
Those of
okay.
y'all in the chat that were late, brief summary. I am now she who shall not be named in various lives. Okay? And so because I'm a fucking troll, I made my picture Voldemort because he is also he who shall not be named in the movie that he is in. And then, so like, yes, Athena, instead of saying my name, they're saying that person and she who shall not be named. And so, hey, baby, if it's one thing I like, it's a good key. And so I changed my profile picture and some of my mutuals did it as well. Okay, that's the backstory. All right, Nikki, give me your thoughts, my love.
Damn it! I forgot to change the profile pic. I'll get it done. I promise. Anywho, well, hello everyone. I definitely agree a lot with what a lot was said today. Just my thoughts are always going to be the damage that has been done by a lot of content creators. Some of your faves. It's a blessing to for exposure. It's a blessing. I, every person, every person that does any self help work, any people that are in that field, coaching, whether and therapists will always say sometimes you got to clean up. Sometimes you got to go through your stuff and spring clean. And that's exactly what I'm planning on doing. So be careful out in these streets. Be careful, because I'm watching very closely of who to make sure I am the people that I really am down with are safe. Because the truth of the matter is, if we don't stop watching reality TV as entertainment, like the Hunger Games, we are in the Capitol. Y'all are the Capitol right now. Living in districts, rooting on for people in your community to survival of the fittest. I have been so incredibly gaslit by a lot of people politically who I follow. So now I'm looking at you crazy. If you can't get this, but you get this, oh, I can't wait for you to change your mind when somebody messes up that you don't like. You're not in integrity. They're gone. Listen, I don't understand how people just want to hear their only point of view. And I think it was 7 letter. This is what happens when you give everybody a fucking trophy. Sign up for a sport. Sign up for something that you can lose at. You need to learn how to fail. There has never been somebody that rose up to greatness without starting from a bottom and falling down and getting the fuck back up. Mm-hmm. So I want to be in community with people like that. That we are able, because this helps us grow as a person. So everybody in the villa is problematic. Everybody. However, like I said, the 2 people that are living in integrity the fucking most is Casey and, just Corbin. I think Casey has integrity. I don't think Casey knows how to communicate and when to just be honest, even though he tried. That still does not excuse you for, holding back what you truly feel. Yeah, I don't care about, and here's the thing. I've always been a girl that's fine with confrontation. I'm assertive. I'm direct. You never have to question anything about me. But I don't have a problem with, conflict or confronting things as long as it's done. And confronting is not wrong as long as it's done respectfully and appropriately. And there's resolution to be had. And there's no resolution at all on this. And a lot of y'all have never heard a proper apology. I'm convinced. Because everything that Casey said, he looked at his behavior. He looked at himself in the mirror. And I'm sad that y'all ain't never had that experience. I know I have. Looking at myself in the mirror and just being like, this does not feel good. This is not who I am. But that is who I am. That is what I've been to people. And I have had to go to the people that I have harmed and apologize directly for the things that I did, regardless of how, what she should have gave. He did the right thing by taking accountability. I think he needs to understand, just like everybody else, the difference between disrespect and distasteful, or feeling disrespected versus actually being disrespected. Some of y'all are too immature and lack media literacy to watch reality television, because y'all, like Seventh Letter said, are COVID educated kids. Not y'all's fault, but it is your problem going forward. Because I will always continue to say pop culture drives politics, not the other way around. And this is the type of thing that can get a person redacted. Hashtag Emmett Till. And there's so many Black women creators not even clocking it.
Actively engaging in
Actively
perpetuating
engaging
and
in it.
pushing the narrative.
Still, your girl Nay, Miss Nene, hey.
That made me so mad, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, Colin. I'm calling out the big ones because they have the most reach. Y'all are really doing fucking harm to the Black community as a whole. And y'all one of them ones that will be like, well, I get it. I know a blah, blah, blah. I have this degree of blah, blah, blah. I talk to this person, blah, blah, blah. Have you lived it though? You can read about it. Have you lived it though? Some of y'all ain't been harmed a day in y'all life talking about, oh, he's a predator. What?
Mind you, Nikki, I need to give y'all a reminder. Y'all have 3 minutes. Y'all are not even close to 300K. The comments is about to be off.
I'm gonna say this, off all the way. And I'm gonna continue. I know my time is up and I don't care. Because I was watching YouTube, since y'all want to talk about, y'all don't want to talk about Brennity. And by the way, they are actively trying to campaign for Brennity. I was telling the chat yesterday, I was actually commenting on something and I paused because my Roku, if anybody has a Roku and they know that little city thing, scroll thing, and you have advertisement. Why was there a billboard up saying, I love Brennity?
Yeah, Nikki, I was in Nano's live last night. Before you came in, they were talking about that. But somebody said they did it last season for Brian and Amaya too.
Of
so
course
you
they
know how
did.
that turned
Because
out. I didn't know that.
that was the winners, and it worked, right?
Yep.
And it worked. But
I
here's
had
the thing.
no idea until last night.
Girl, I was shocked. But here's the thing: I didn't see it last year, so I didn't know it existed. But what I'm saying here is, I saw that, and I was just like, You know where my brain went? Hey, I need to go and find out what's going on in politics, because there's absolutely no way that y'all could be okay with a 22 and a 29-year-old or 30-year-old now being together. And you know what? I think I might post. I know I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna post it, or I'm gonna share it, or give it to one of y'all to share, because you know my shit is private. There was Roland Martin was did a clip and said that Republicans are upset that the birth rate is going down, and then he showed a clip on Fox News where I think Alan Dershowitz. If you don't know who that is, you need to look him up. New York does. Alan Dershowitz was talking about the birth rate and using a chart, and the birth rate has declined significantly between the ages of 15 and 19. That's a great thing. You know what his point was? He was just like, this is why the birth rate is going down, because, 15 to 19-year-olds are stopped having babies. Why are they not having...
And to be clear, y'all, and to be clear to those of y'all paying attention to this, most teen pregnancies, only the girl is a teenager. Most teen pregnancies, only the girl is a teenager.
Yeah.
This is about normalizing age gap relationships. I have a whole video about this on my page.
Why y'all think they put all these political pieces in place to regulate women's bodies and what they can and cannot do
but because
when
they're
they
not
are
following
pregnant?
you, clearly.
I've been
Clearly that went
reposting
out
that
the
clip
window.
for months.
But do you see this? Clearly it went out the window. And who I found to be really great, talking about really, y'all, Gigi's right. Y'all regurgitate things. You don't apply them. You don't know how to comprehend. You regurgitate. And that's what I'm seeing in Nay and Colin and all these big creators, all these political. I'm so bothered by this so bad, because y'all are falling for a hook, line, and sinker, because y'all don't like to listen to old people. We fought so hard to make sure children were not harmed, because we came from a community where we had uncles that were like, oh, well, you stay away from this uncle. We fought hard. And now y'all reverting back? Y'all some pussy assholes. Pussy assholes. For doing all of that. And using reality TV as no politics. I just want entertainment. Then watch a fucking drama.
They're not separate, y'all.
They're not separate. Please. What are you doing? I swear, y'all, I'm going to be clocking people left and right. Be the fuck careful what you say around me. I promise you. I'm done.
People do forget that art imitates life, not the other way around.
And they're one another. One influences the other, right? I say to y'all all the time on my page that reality TV is a social experiment of sorts, right? We're gonna put all these personalities together and see what the fuck happens, right? But you are also part of the experiment. You are also part of the experiment.
Girl, thank you. And messing up everything my ancestors fought for a lot of y'all to even be the fuck here. You gotta put some respect on my ancestors. We survived. There are a lot of us fucking survived. In order for people
to the AI
to fight.
picture?
The AI picture, what?
I'm wondering what happened to the AI picture of the 92% watching everything burn down.
Girl,
what happened to that?
I had it.
Y'all were all together in that AI picture, and now y'all can't even be all together on this.
And that's what I'm wondering. And putting a black person in harm, labeling a person, you ruining his career, like ruining, because you're emotional. You are taking all your shit against black men out on this one. And trust me, I've been there, but you know what I didn't do? I didn't talk to the internet. I talked to my friends that were like, listen, I hear you. I understand how you got there, But that is harmful rhetoric and dangerous. If you don't have people like that in your life, say to yourself, self, I am the drama. I am who I keep company with. Y'all gonna risk all of the progress that we were making because y'all need change right now. Right now. You need everybody to be perfect right now. And nobody even wants to listen to King anymore. Progress is slow. You know why it's slow? It's not changing as fast. It's not that just people are changing. No. You have to meet people where they are, hun. You need to meet people that, you can have a conversation with. We need to be face to face. Get off the internet. Have some conversations. Build relationships so you can grow some empathy and compassion, and just don't toss them out and watch the real enemies get away with dividing the Black community. Lord have mercy. I'm off.
I gotta go.
I'll let somebody.
You're gonna drop? Okay.
Yep.
Thank you, Nikki. I say to y'all again all the time that you are part of the social experiment. You are not separate from it. They are absolutely gauging your reactions. We tell y'all all the time that production is actively engaged on social media and they are responding to you. They are looking at what is trending. What are people talking about on lives? And then they are crafting with the data that they have, they are crafting stories that support you all continuing to do that. What I need y'all to understand is when you are being influenced emotionally by edits, and I need you to clock the fuck in and actually pay attention to what you are seeing, not just what you fucking feel. Sorry, Shirley, please go ahead, Seven Letter, real quick.
We're part of the data sample. Like, they used to have to be regulated. Like, there used to be Nielsen ratings where people would actually have to fucking agree to be a part of the sample size of entertainment. And now they just do it because it's open. They give us these things, we get addicted to it, and then they invade the spaces, check the temperature, and manipulate what we see accordingly.
If y'all don't believe me, go and look up Facebook research study that was done at this point, probably like almost 10 years ago. They just looked at people. They just did a research study based on what they fed into our timelines to watch our reactions to it, to gauge how they were going to curate the algorithm. None of us signed up and consented to that, but you're on the platform.
In your comments, y'all know. Stop playing. Y'all see Peacock and Love Island USA in your comments.
Come on. All right, Stars Journey, give me your thoughts, my love.
Hi. So yeah, I wanted to touch base first on that Roku thing because
Wait, Star, are you a subscriber?
yes.
I thought so. Okay.
I saw it and I was like, dang, I ain't never looked them up. Why they at my feed? Why they on my Roku? And I was like, maybe it's somebody else. So I didn't realize that they did that last year as well. So I was like, I found that pretty interesting because they're not in my search feed at all. But I had wanted to touch on Casey a little bit and just kind of, I really feel bad for him, just with the narrative that's still being pushed. It seems like everyone else is getting grace. It's either, oh, production didn't show it. Oh, it was this. I don't understand how people could even see or think that he's worse than Sincere. And the logic behind it is, oh, well, Sincere didn't do that to everyone. And I'm like, am I blind? Because he literally lied to everyone. What the hell? Oh, it was so bad that they just were speechless. Are we kidding? Are we kidding? Are you guys for real? I'm just I don't understand the logic behind it. And even in his apology, it was very in depth. He touched a lot of things, and was like vulnerable. So, but I do hope that everything goes well, and that he's able to find a mentor, because even in him not being able to look at her, I know even me, like growing up, my parents always told us not to look adults in the eyes, and that bit me in the ass as I grew up. And I had to like reprogram my mind, to do that. So I always feel bad for him that he kind of, I think it's like that nervousness, but hopefully he gets a mentor outside that kind of just help him with that. In regards to that, that's why I think I enjoy Corbin, because I think he is probably the most genuine friend that he has in the island, because everyone else, where Corbin, yes, he is a F-boy, but he stands on it. But on top of that, I feel like, when he do feel like things are wrong, like he'll also state that too. And I feel like he gives him a healthy balance of just who he is as a person, and like allowing him to get his thoughts out and stuff like that. What else? When it comes to Melanie and Kata, I found it interesting how how the girls are suppressing their feelings, and even people on the in the villa, because when Kata was upset, I feel like she let Zach off, and she was probably gonna let him off anyway. But when she was like processing and thinking all that, they were pushing her to let that go. And I feel like when it got to the conversation with her and Zach, because they kept pushing it, she really didn't want to harp on it versus what it was. But y'all have all this smoke for KC, but not okay. In addition to Melanie as well, like, I'm sorry, like some of the things that Anaya is saying, I'm like, you have so much grace for Sincere. It's driving me insane. The things that she's telling Melanie, and he is, I'm not even going to say he's a terrible person, because at the end of the day, they're all in the villa. They're all young and stuff like that. But he's definitely a manipulator that's getting to being infantilized, because not only in the villa, that is also happening in the general public as well. All of them they're making excuses for Sincere, and I don't like even understand it. But this, also, I want to go back to Casey. I do also feel like nice people finish last, and sometimes that is a hard lesson to learn when you continue to put other people's feelings above yours. But yeah, I don't know, this season I've kind of been like in and out, and I've kind of like went in a little bit just with all this Casey and Anaya thing, but I do think I'm gonna like go back out and stuff like that. But I've been disappointed by, I think, some of the people that I followed, and just kind of hearing the narratives, and so much of the push that's hurting Black people, and them not being able to see that they are part of that, and driving that. And it's some of the people that Nikki had mentioned. It's just been so disappointing and heartbreaking. Like, just the narrative like that they're pushing. It's okay if you have an opinion, but some of these things that you guys are saying is definitely damaging and harmful. And even though you might not see it now, that is going to contribute to Black people as a whole, because we're also the only group that never get individualized. We're always grouped together, where they're able to be individualized. So I hope that you guys are okay with that judgment as we're moving forward.
One, that was a whole word. That was a whole word at that end, because y'all know good and goddamn well, right? That's why when they be pew-pewing, it's a lone wolf. A lone wolf. But when it be us, it's the Black community. Huh? I'm sorry. Take a tap break, y'all. Take a tap break. Y'all done stressed Cameron out, y'all. Y'all done stressed her hands out. Shit. The goddamn arthritis and carpal tunnel kicking in.
When am I gonna go next, Tina?
You're about to go, girl. I'm going in order.
Oh, okay.
You can have her go next. I'll wait. I'm still writing down notes. I have to.
Okay.
I have like two
Damn.
main points that I want. Yeah, I like to take notes
Hers is
because
Period.
I
You
That's the
jumping.
quote
You
today,
done
dark
jump
skin.
potassium. Oh wow.
She in a rush to troll us today.
Oh
I'm
Lord.
not. I'm not. I'm not gonna try.
I'm saying serious things, okay?
Okay. All right. Go ahead,
I'm
boo.
sitting in the car for a little bit. Okay. Hi y'all. What I have to say is everybody is so focused on Anaya and Casey, and y'all are letting these men get away with crimes. Okay? And I'm talking about Bryce and Zach. They gotta go. They got to go. I mean, we gotta stay focused, y'all. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Like, we gotta stay focused. And Kenzie gotta go. And whoever else gotta fucking go. I'm telling you. They don't be listening to me, friend. They be thinking I'm like heavy on the two boys that like each other. I swear to God. Yeah, they gotta go. But Kenzie gotta go, and the man with the corn stash gotta go. I'm sure he's gonna go anyways because who's gonna couple up with him? I want to reach through the TV and I want to tell Caleb to pick Jen because I kind of a little bit like Jen. I know that she was, on some fuck shit. The last time when she was talking to Kenzie, but I forgive her. Okay, y'all, and I'm just here to plead her case a little bit. So I hope Caleb picks Jen so that he doesn't have to leave, but I feel like he's gonna have to leave too. I hope that it is gonna be a mass firing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, yeah. I don't know how to call it because isn't that when they leave the island? It's called firing.
A dumping.
Dumping. Okay, whatever. I needed to be a mass. I need a lot of people going. I personally may be a little bit delusional, but I like Corbin, y'all. I like him. He is so funny. And he don't take nothing serious. And nobody answered the question. And y'all know I was Team Trinity, but my girl gotta go too. Like, I don't know. I don't care. I don't really care what y'all have to say. Trinity's getting on my nerves. She talked too much. She's in too many business. She got to find some business of her own. And I don't know why she's so mad because I heard from my friend Seven that she might be part of the gang of Bryce and Zach. And I don't want to call Seven Letter out like that, but I just hope that Trinity is just a little bit dumb and that she's not part of the gang and she's not part of the thing because then I'm okay with her staying. But if she is part of it, get her the fuck out of here. Get her gone. What that man say? I'm gonna call the police. Oh, you're going to jail? I forgot what that man said. I'm voting for TT and KC. I don't care what y'all say. They seem like a real couple. They actually seem like they like each other. I don't know. I hope that production did not tell Anaya to apologize. I hope that she just thought about it and was like, and they tell her, yeah, go do it now, it'll look better, when you do it in front of all his boys or something like that. I hope that's what happened. I do hope that she was really raised right and she seen her, like, what she did was so distasteful. Who else do I want to talk about? I said I like Jen. I said get off Casey's nuts. I like Carl and Anaya. I think that if Carl is fooling me, I'm fooled, baby. But you know what? Y'all don't listen to me because I believe KKK Kenny. All right? So don't listen to me. Listen to the smart people that think that there's nothing behind Carl's eyes because I was fooled by Kenny. So I like Anaya and Carl, and I don't know the other people. I don't care about the other people. I think that Kenzie is gonna do what Kenzie do best, which is play and be a white woman. So it don't really matter. I need her gone. I need Zach gone. I need Bryce gone. Get them gone. And I'm done.
At least you're self-aware, friend.
I would like to put on record that dark skin used to be the president of the Brinity fan club.
Put her on vein like that.
And dark skin has seen the light. This is what happens. You take in more information.
Woo!
I was maybe like a senator, not the president, because I never liked Bryce like that. But I was Team Trinity, and I still like her.
I'm for my, I'm for my girls.
Can I respond to the thing about Trinity and Bryce and Zach maybe being in a little scamming group
Well,
together?
yeah, I'll just give you your time. Go ahead and go, boo.
Oh, I already had my time, but I was just gonna say all I could think in my head was where all my scamming ass niggas at? Spend that money fast. That's all I could think. That's all I could think.
Uh-huh.
Don't let
Go
India
yard bag.
Irene
Cause
hear
watch
you.
out. Yeah, go yard bag. Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm gonna do Athena and then Kay, I'll come back to you.
Hi guys. Um well, I'm going to say that like I've publicly gave Casey his lashings. I'm going to publicly say that I'm proud of him for yesterday. I am proud of him. And to be honest, this is what I like the apology cuz I feel it was a genuine apology. The first one. I feel like he actually gave a genuine apology, and I know some people are kind of mad that he wasn't looking Anaya in the face, but we all know Casey has a laughing problem. If he would have looked at her in the face and started to laugh, that would have went so left. So I am actually glad that he was smart enough to not look her in the face. It ended on a good note. I'm happy with that. I am so mad that Bryce and Wig and Zach got protected. I am so heated. I was expecting a compilation of all the clips of Zach back talking and sneaking. They gave us none of that. I am so upset. Honestly, I think that pissed me off more than anything else that happened yesterday. So he is very heavily being protected. And I think the reason that Zach is being protected is because they have to protect Wig. Because if they expose Zach, they're going to expose Wig. And they already determined that Brinity are the winners, which we knew Brinity were the winners since week 2. So it is what it is. Kata's a lost cause. I gave up on my sister. I don't know. Our Haitian ancestors, if they don't step in, I don't know how we're going to save her. I don't know. So please, somebody do something. Light a candle, pray. I don't know what y'all got to do. Save my good sis. But she don't want to be saved. She loves it there. I don't know. As much as I was wanting or expecting for them to show the clip of Sincere saying that he forgot what Melanie's face looked like, I was shocked it wasn't in there. But when I think about it, I'm really grateful because I think they did that to protect Melanie. She would have lost her mind. I am actually grateful that they didn't put it in because that would have been so utterly devastating for her. And she is not in the emotional frame of mind to deal with something like that. I just have to say overall, I feel like these cast of men are just terrible. The fact that we didn't get one date until Casa is insane. The fact that the Casa boys seem to be more generally popular with the audience than the OG boys, insane. Like, it's just crazy to me. I wish somebody would sneak in and cut Sincere's hair off in the middle of the night, because that's the power of his lying. That's where it is. It's like on some nefarious Samson and Delilah shit. Like, we need to cut off his hair. Because I feel like if we cut off his hair, maybe the lying powers would kind of come down a little bit. And the weird part is that is it lying? Is it delusion? Like, he says these things and I'm like, why do you have to say all of that? Like, he is constantly trying to. Sincere is the type of person that he can't come across a woman that he won't try to charm, even if he doesn't want anything to do with the woman. Like, it is his goal to make everybody love him no matter what, even if he's not interested. Because why would you tell Amora that if you had more time, it would be her? Like, that's insane. Especially since from the first day Casa happened, before we even saw Casa, we all said Sincere's going to go over there, play, and come right back to Mel. Because that's what it didn't matter what was going on. He was always going to come back to Mel. It's like insane. I don't even understand. He is, honestly, I think, and I saw somebody say this, I wonder if this is a thing. Sincere's mother said that Melanie reminds her a lot of her. Sincere has to have mommy issues. He has to have mommy issues, and he's taking them out on Melanie. Because there's no way. This makes absolutely no sense to me. I don't know if he's trying to punish Melanie for the thing that happened with Corbin on the bed. I don't know if he has mommy issues and is trying to use Melanie to work that out. I don't know. But there is something very crazy going on with this guy. And I'm mad that Tina chose to cut off the comments right before Nikki called us some puss assholes. I'm really mad because I was cracking up and I couldn't express that I thought she was funny as hell. Okay? I couldn't express that. But that was funny as hell, Nikki. That was funny as hell. Yeah, overall, I'm just glad that Casey and I apologized to each other. So hopefully it brings down the temperature of the rhetoric, which I am actually going to be glad for. I'm ready for that whole situation to be done. And I am definitely team Carl and Anaya. I feel like I didn't really watch it before, but I watched it like the last couple of days and I'm definitely on board. But like we said, Brinity's going to win. Yeah. Everybody else is playing for second place at this point, so it is what it is. I'm just ready for the season to be over. All right, thank you. That was my time.
Thank you, Athena. I'm gonna let Cameron give thoughts really quickly, y'all, because they have to go to work. Go ahead, Cameron.
Okay, so I'm not gonna give thoughts about the show, but I wanted to let you know, like, I've been watching your lives and like all of your like posts and stuff, and you're allowing me to see more things than what I did when I originally watched the show. And I really like, I obviously am not going to notice all of the race things, and like watching your content, I'm noticing all of that. And I really like that my thought process is changing to the fact that I'm noticing all of the things that you're pointing out when it comes to all of this. And I just wanted to come in and say sorry. I really like the fact that you're bringing up all of this stuff and like coming from like, I know not all white people are gonna think this way. I know I'm probably gonna be one of the like people that are like the outliers, but like I really am glad that you're bringing up these things, and more people need to like look at what is actually being shown.
I appreciate you saying that so much. It's always my favorite compliment when people tell me that like something in my content made their brain expand a little bit more. That I just thank you, Cameron.
And obviously I'm 23, I'm still learning and all of that. So like, and this is my first season I've watched of Love Island. So after this, I'm going to watch more, but I like the way you analyze things, and I'm glad that I was able to find your lives and find your content.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here, Cameron. I'm glad you found me too.
All right.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Have a good day at work. Okay. Kay, it's you, my girl.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll start with the episode. I have my thoughts about how the next two episodes are probably going to go and my theories. So I've also been watching the UK season too. And so I was in another group chat earlier and I said, which I don't think a lot of people were paying attention to what they were saying at the end of the episode last night, but they said having the Islanders pick the two least compatible couples, which I think, depending on how recoupling goes, probably going to be Caleb and Jaden. Is that her name?
Uh-huh.
And Gal and whoever he picks. I think it's going to be between Amora and Jen. But that being said, I just watched a couple of UK episodes ago, if anybody's keeping up with UK. They just had the Islanders do that, where they were like, "Hey, y'all, pick the least compatible couple," and then they got a surprise text. It was Victoria and Ope, if you're not watching UK, and then they got a text that said Victoria and Ope, you've been dumped from the island. So that's what I think is going to happen. Is they're kicking 5 people out tonight instead of like the obvious one after the recoupling. Because the finale is on the 12th, and we got to get to the final 4 by Friday. So we really only have, 4 regular episodes left before we reveal the final 4 on Friday. And then I think tonight's vote is going to be, a ranking vote, kind of like how we did the ranking challenge last year. Mm-hmm. But I think they're also going to include favorite couple in it. Like, does that make sense? Like, do the individual rankings and then do your favorite couple at the end of said rankings, and then do like a top 4, bottom 3 thing. And then they tell them to save one couple out of the bottom 3. And then that's your final 5. And then we do final 4 and then go into the weekend. So that's what I think is going to happen next. Now, who ends up in that? I think the 2 obvious ones, kind of based on like my analysis on different social media platforms, seem to be Brinity and Carl and Anaya are going to be 2 obvious ones. The other ones, I don't know, because Melanie and Sincere are kind of shaky to me. Like, very, very shaky. I need to watch how they edit tonight's episode, because I also pay attention to the edit. Casey and TT could be a dark horse. I think they could sneak in there. I think they could sneak in there.
I think so.
And as crazy as this sounds, I think Corbin could sneak in there too. Because a common sentiment I'm seeing is, hey, like Corbin knows he ain't shit, and he's a good villain. He is. He's like, hey, I know I ain't shit. Next. So I think it, and then the other ones, I think it's a little shaky for Melanie and Sincere. And then I think Zach and Kata sneak in there off the strength of they're not painting Zach for the true villain that he is. And so the people that aren't like in the weeds of the discourse and dissecting Zach's behavior for what it is are probably just going to vote for him off the strength of him being a Nepo sibling and him and Kata subjectively looking cute together, I guess. So Melanie and Sincere are the only shaky ones, which I'm gonna be honest with you, I would not hate it if they went home. I would not be mad if they went home. That being said, I know my time is up, so I'm gonna make this last point quick. I feel like a lot of it's really 2 points, but it's merged into one. I do want to say I'm disappointed with a lot of the extreme discourse that I've seen, especially this past week. I've been watching Love Island long enough to know like movie night gets cut up into 2 parts, and it's usually Tuesday, Thursday because they want you to fight on social media on Tuesday and Wednesday. And I was like, I don't know why y'all are fighting. They're going to resolve it on Thursday, and then y'all are going to look crazy because y'all take it to hell, and then y'all look crazy because you got to backtrack. And I'm saying that especially for the Anaya and KC discourse. I've seen extremes on one side and the other. And I'm like, I don't know why y'all are doing this because Thursday they're both going to apologize to each other and then y'all are going to look crazy. Kind of like last year with the Stand on Business Challenge when they took it to hell with Landria and Huda. And then Thursday came back for part 2 and they apologized to each other. And I'm like, look, y'all took it to hell for nothing. Now y'all look crazy. So I wish people had a little bit more discernment to just be patient and not get so emotionally charged up and just take a second to digest and understand what production is trying to do. Even with the first looks, there's discourse today about Anaya being a shitty friend because her and Melanie get into it. And I'm like, y'all, they rage bait y'all with the first looks on purpose. They literally rage bait y'all on purpose. And it's working because y'all get on Twitter, y'all get on Threads, y'all fight, and then y'all see the episodes and then we're like, okay, see, y'all had nothing to worry about. Calm down. And then I think the last thing that I'm noticing too, especially this season, is people aren't understanding the concepts of what's being discussed here unless it's blatant. Like, I think the reason why people are so confused about, not confused, but people are wondering like why Sincere isn't getting whacked like KC. And I say this for the Islanders and the audience. And my answer to that is because Casey's example was more quote unquote blatantly disrespectful than Sincere's. And I say blatant as in like he didn't call Melanie out of her name or anything like that. So people don't think, at least I think the Islanders don't view what Sincere is doing as just as disrespectful, if not worse than Casey, because it's not blatantly rude. And I feel like that blatant, like needing to have it put in your face or be explicitly said is also why a lot of the discourse around what the Islanders are doing is very toxic too, because it's like, we're telling y'all the signs to look for. We're telling you why this age gap relationship is weird. We're telling you why Zach is showing signs of, I'm not going to say the word, but we're telling you why it's obviously there. But I think they have to like blatantly be shown or told that that's what it is before they believe it. And so I don't know what's going to happen after they leave the villa. Kind of hoping most of them leave the partners that they're with now. But yeah, that's all I got. Sorry,
Yeah, I will
I was a
say,
little long-winded.
no, I don't know that. I don't think that Potassium is saying that Casey called an eye out of her name. She's saying because it wasn't blatant in this way that they're having a hard time registering it. Is that
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
okay?
I know he didn't call her out of her name. I'm saying like the things he were saying were taken as rude, and like they were blatantly rude. Versus they are handling Sincere with kid gloves because probably in their mind they're like, well, he didn't say anything directly disrespectful about you. So I feel like that's why they're handling Sincere with kid gloves versus them just immediately clocking KC.
I
Are
will
you
say,
Nice
speaking
trying to
solely on
say.
the Islanders or the Islanders and the audience?
A little bit of both,
Okay.
because I think even with like for Bryce, for an example, he's handling Sincere with kid gloves. And it's like, no, like what Sincere did was disrespectful. Probably weren't, I mean, people are subjective, so disrespect is subjective.
yeah.
But what Sincere did is crazy disrespectful. But they probably think, oh, because he didn't say anything directly disrespectful about Melanie, then it's like, oh, it can be fixed. Like just do this, just do that. And it's like, no, y'all need to check him like y'all checked KC.
Yeah.
Can I
And
add
they
something to
also
that?
refer to the grandma comment about
I was
Casey.
That
gonna,
too, yeah.
I
So
was gonna
stuff
say,
like that. It's like calling names and
I'm gonna address.
laughing at the. Oh, go ahead.
I don't think that the Islanders care about the grandma comment. That's
Not
the
the Islanders, the
yeah,
audience. The
yeah. The
audience that
audience
jumped
cares
on.
about
Yeah.
that because Anaya literally laughed and said, "I be going to sleep. I be sleepy," is what she said, and she already called
Hmm.
that man grandpa. I think that that's an inside joke that we need to remember. We're not on an island in bikinis with them right now eating fruit. Okay,
Right.
we know everything. So, but I do. I'm gonna address two comments, and that I know you want to jump in. Somebody asked about TT's charges. I'm going to explain it. So the way that restraining orders work is you go to the police department or down to the courts. You can do either one. And you can let them know what has happened. You can make a report and then they will have you go ahead and get a temporary restraining order. Then you have to go to court and then they determine whether or not that restraining order actually should stand. If you don't show up or you don't have enough evidence, they will drop it. Whatever happened in TT's situation, it ended up not ever actually going to a full restraining order. The girl has already come out and spoke about it and said she wishes TT nothing but the best. So I need y'all to drop it. TT was 17 when that happened. She is 25 now. Let it go. Okay? That's the one and last time I'm gonna fucking address that anymore about her. All right. And yeah, I think that, what I think you're right. That part of it is people are not seeing it as blatant disrespect. I also feel like there is some, and I said this earlier, there is some level of, well, at least he still picked her. At least he still picked her, so who cares, right? And we're willing to tolerate it because, it means that you found your way back to each other. Like it's the struggle love story, like somebody mentioned in here, right? You hear that all up and through music. You see it. They think it's a fucking rom-com. That's what they fucking said, right? And so it's like, oh, this thing that came between us, and oh, but we made our way back to each other, and that makes us so much stronger and better. That's what they think is fucking happening, and so they're not looking at it for what it actually is. The only person I'm not going to give that excuse to is the fucking 30-year-old on the island and the 26. Like y'all are too fucking old. Y'all know.
Absolutely not. Right.
So I do think it is also that, and I do think that I think that again there is personal resentment from at least Trinity to Casey. At least Trinity to Casey. Kata pipes up a lot too, and I think that might just be because Trinity's her homegirl or whatever. Because when Sincere told them to shut up, they did.
Immediately.
KC could have never said that to them. When KC stood up and stayed where he was, it was why is he standing up? Why is he standing up? When Anaya stood up and walked to him, when Melanie stood up and also walked toward that space, nope. Oh, I'm just gonna be quiet. I don't have. I'm not gonna say.
And Sincere stood up too.
And nobody is saying anything about Melanie standing up and walking around yesterday, but they had so much shit to say about Anaya doing it. Maybe because Melanie is not black and she was crying. It's so much shit that's going on, and I wish people understood the things that they are saying about black people on these shows in comparison to non-black people. Like, it is a real thing. It is harmful. They take these notes. You have to be like, I know the education systems are continuing to lack, but like, none of y'all had classes on consumerism and how to be educated consumers. We're consuming this. We have to understand what they're doing and what is happening. Right there in your face.
Mel did not go to his face, but the point is, right?
He walked over there.
Melanie stood up and walked over. Anaya stood up, walked over, leaned over that man and did like this. But we had a reaction about KC standing up, which to those of y'all, because somebody came on my comments, I already blocked you, right? But anybody else that thinks this, right? Anaya even acknowledged, I know you stood up because you weren't feeling heard. It wasn't about trying to walk her down or be disrespectful or none of that. He was not feeling heard. So he literally made himself bigger. So I don't know if y'all have children, but this is something I talk about with my children. Yeah, so you need to go actually look at the post, babe. If that's the only data you have, that's weak. That's weak. Wine. You're going to have a stronger argument than that.
Stop using terms you don't understand because you heard it on TikTok.
Correct. You're going to have to come better. You're going to have to come harder than that. But I will say, so if you have kids, something that I talk to parents about is like, if you don't listen to your children when they're trying to talk to you, that's when you see more explosive moments, right? They yell, they scream, they might have tantrums, but it's because in the way that they're trying to speak to you, you're not fucking listening. And you're all watching that with KC on the island. And I need y'all to stop being fucking delusional. I need y'all to stop riding the peanut patriarchy so hard that you can't ever hold women accountable. I need you to be honest about what you're actually watching. You watch that man, and here's the thing, and somebody mentioned it earlier and I wanted to touch it and I forgot, but now I'm remembering. Part of the reason why Anaya and KC were able to have that conversation that second time is because Anaya typically does not want to go there. I need y'all to pay attention. She typically is not necessarily trying to go there. It be them up, it be Trinity and then Kata piping the fuck up and turning it the fuck up. Even when KC came into the villa from the recoupling, I don't know if y'all seen it, but she literally looked down at Trinity before she responded. They be piping the fuck up and escalating the situation. I think that Anaya actually does have more capacity when she's not emotionally dysregulated to listen. That said, we have seen a lot of moments where she is emotionally dysregulated, right? But so yeah. And I think that it's the groupthink happening, which, unfortunately, they're all very young. They're going to be super susceptible to that. I think that Melanie is the one that's trying to break outside of the group, and they're not really wanting her to. They're not really letting her, right? Subscribers, I'm going to give the public this one example. I already gave it to my subscribers. When Anaya and KC were in Soul Ties, this was the day after she had not talked to him all day. They went up to Soul Ties and they were chatting, and she was telling him how she needs to be more serious. He reflected back, okay, I hear what you're saying. You need me to be, when it's time to be serious, you need me to be serious, right? He reflects that back. And then she says, okay, well, how do you feel about it? And as soon as he starts addressing, well, actually, what pissed me off or what made me upset was this, she immediately jumps to the defense, and she then becomes dysregulated and has to get up and walk away from the conversation. Even though she invited him to talk about his emotions, but then when she couldn't handle what she heard back, she wasn't able to stay in the tension of it. This is the same critique I made about Ace last season when it came to Shelly and him in the heart rate challenge, right? She wasn't able to stay in the tension of that conversation. It felt too hard. And so she defended herself and said, I don't know why this is turning back on me, and then got up and left the conversation. And so we can't keep asking people to more clearly communicate when they try to, they're not experiencing a space that actually lets them. Y'all just have to be honest. And that's not a slam on Anaya. It's just the truth of what actually is happening and what we saw happen in their dynamic. If they were in my office as my clients, I've had clients where this is true, and you told me that happened, I would make them identify. So what I would do with my clients is, you need to make up a safe word or a safe phrase. So I have one client that would say, don't throw the baby out, right? I had another client that would say, I think pineapple or something, but you come up with a safe word that basically says, I can't talk anymore. I need to stop. I need to stop this conversation because I'm too dysregulated to keep having it. But the condition is, I always have them, you have to set a timer, and then you have to do whatever your self-regulation, your own self-regulation thing is, and then you have to come back to the conversation. Anaya and KC were not coming back to the conversation, and KC confirmed that on movie night. And I had already told you, subscribers, I think they're not coming back to it. And he said that. So it's not even, again, it's not a slam that she's getting up and walking away, but you have to be able to come back and you have to be able to talk it through to the point of resolution. Otherwise, every time it comes up, it feels like a fresh wound all over again. And that's what we watched with them, was that cycle over and over and over and over. And we watched KC be invited to talk or to share, but then y'all are not going to like this word, but be abandoned in conversations when it got too hard. That's what you watched. You have to be honest about what you saw while we're also making requests of KC and how to show up in those conversations. I'm sorry to you. I know that doesn't feel good, but it's the truth. And regardless of what happens with, I'm so glad KC and I came to a conclusion. But you need to be able to understand that you might be implementing some of those same behaviors in your own life, and you need to make some adjustments. You need to adjust. Absolutely, Kiki. And part of making that safe space is by communicating with your body language, communicating with your own regulation, that I can handle your big emotions. Oh, God, I'm giving y'all a lot that I typically don't say about them publicly. As much as y'all don't like KC, and I know y'all don't like KC, okay? I get it. But you watch KC in all of those conversations, as frustrated as he was, as much as he was like, oh my God, you watched him never abandon her emotions in the conversation. He never left. He stayed regulated. He stayed grounded. He just held the space. And you have to be able to do that even when I don't like what you're saying, he only laughed the one time, and then when she told me to get serious, he did. The whole time conversation, he was serious. So we can't drag that one moment, right? Because he said, okay, the fact that you're asking me to be serious is what made me laugh. Okay, let me stop. And then he gave her his whole body. He turned his whole body to her, right? This matters, right? He turned his whole body to her. Well, I think he laughs when he's uncomfortable. I nervous laugh too, right? But you have to be able to communicate to your partner that even when your big emotions show up, they're not too much for me. Even if they make me uncomfortable, even if they upset me, I can stay in it with you. Sincere doesn't communicate that to his partner. He finds a way to make it their fault when their emotions get big. He can't just take it. He can't just hold it. Ash, you're in the wrong space, babe. This is a learning space. Because this is not a KC defense space. This is a truth defense space. Period, full stop. Whatever I think about a person, the truth is the truth. Which is why I don't whack people even that I dislike for certain things if it's just not a true thing about them. I'm not going to do that. Do I think that Jen is a great communicator? I think that Jen has a level of confidence in her communication that I have not seen from other people on the island. Absolutely. She is not afraid to say a thing, period. And I can imagine she might be that way because of the industry that she's been in. What I don't understand Anyway, let me shut up. Open panel, y'all. Oh wait,
Did Athena go?
real quick. PETA. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
PETA.
she went.
I did go.
PETA
Thank you,
by
Belle.
are y'all actually trying to request to come up here or no?
Peter.
PETA like the.
Oh, I was about to say Peter's gonna
I
come up here
wanted,
and troll.
We'll get
I
with
wanted
this in a
to,
second. It's
I wanted to throw it out there to the panel. Who thinks that Melanie and Sincere are really gonna get back together right now? I know they're.
I do. I
Oh,
do.
like for the recoupling, yeah, they're gonna
Yeah,
get back
he's
together.
gonna
he's
choose
gonna
her. Who
because
else would he
guys
choose?
get
Of
to
course
pick.
they
He's gonna
will.
pick her.
He's gonna pick her.
Now, if they give them an option of like, do you want to be in that coupling or not? She might give us some kind of entertainment value. I told you, I think that they gonna break up during the show and be back in a relationship by the reunion.
For
I
sure.
feel like they'll break
Now
up
you did,
after the
but
show.
did you tell everybody what you think they're gonna do with the winning money?
Yeah, I've said that before.
Wait, what they gonna do with the
Oh,
money,
okay.
girl?
It's gonna be bail money or divorce court money.
Or child support money for his outside baby, because that's where it's
They so
going.
toxic.
Child support for the outside baby, because that's exactly where it's
Not
going.
bail money. Wow.
That's exactly where it's going.
Mel needs to free
Wait,
herself. She needs to
I gotta.
look and see why she thinks that like you. This is 30 days in, maybe, and y'all are having this much, back and forth about you being honest and telling her the truth and being respectful. And she's admittedly said she's the bird that he can always come back to, and she feels bad
Seventh
about
letter.
that.
That's what
2
trips me out
weeks.
about Melanie
She's like a
because
bird, but
she's
she
not a
doesn't
bird
want
that's
to fly
unaware.
away.
She understands exactly how she is being perceived right
She's a
now.
cognizant bird.
Like, I don't. Yeah, cognizant bird.
Yeah.
It's so confusing.
Enough for her.
Since Kiki is new to the panel, Kiki, I'm gonna give you your time to go ahead and get all your thoughts off that you want to get off, and then we'll go back to open panel.
I'm really just waiting for the new episode. But yeah, I don't have too much. I feel like you said everything I be feeling about when it comes to the Casey and I thing. Like there is so much black and white thinking to the point where, and there's a lot of the literacy crisis is on full display this season, on full display, and it's very scary. I just. Even like one of the things that really, really befuddles me when it comes to the stuff that folks say KC said that was disrespectful is when they talk about the whole we don't have anything in common. Oh my gosh, that I just it just makes me go bonkers. Cause what do you mean that is disrespectful? Everybody has at least one person they like that they cool with, but maybe y'all don't like the same things or don't see the eye on the same stuff, but y'all still vibe. Like opposites attract every day, and chemistry it's a glue for a lot of relationships. That is not disrespectful in any way. And he was asked a question. That's the other thing I'd hate. There is so much context that gets missing when it comes to the KC statements that he make. Well, some of the stuff that Casey would say, because a lot of the stuff he was just answering a question. Well, folks was like, why didn't he tell her that they didn't have anything in common? If he didn't think that them not having anything in common wasn't a bad thing, and he still felt like the relationship was good, even with that fact, he's not gonna bring it up, especially with her because she makes every little thing a problem. Like, why would I even? I just, and I also just feel like there's a lot of young people that watch this show and they feel like if they're hurt by somebody, anything they do as a reaction is justifiable, which is why those girls had that double standard. Like, I would do it again because they feel like feeling disrespected by someone means that you can just take it to hell and I'm in my right to do that, and that is not okay. But that's all I want to say for now.
Jade, you saying shit without no actual basis. But I will say to someone else's comment about where is it at? Hold on.
You got muted before. Don't get blocked.
Shit, where is it at? It doesn't matter. Fuck. Oh well. Yeah, and it's just an observation, not disrespect. This is what I was gonna say. I think what annoys me the most when they use that comment is that number one, he was asked a question. He wasn't just volunteering that. And this is typically what's happening with Casey, right? But they never acknowledged that he also said he didn't have anything in common with TT. That wasn't a reason for him to not pick TT because he still liked TT. Even though initially he's like, we don't have nothing in common. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, when the first question they asked is, what do you have in common with TT? He shook his head, no for nothing. What do you have in common with Anaya? I don't have shit in common with Anaya. So he said the same thing for both of them. So he don't like neither one of them? He don't like neither one? Like, come on, y'all. Come on. Okay, I'm going to give y'all a new tap goal. Let me go ahead and ask your question. We're going to go ahead and tap until... I'm going to give you 11 minutes. And we're going to get to 375K. All right? Seattle Slim, I don't feel like that's fair because we haven't seen a lot of screen time from Casey outside of what his connection has looked like with Anaya. The same way we didn't know that Gabe was a computer scientist, or computer science major, or that he had played soccer semi-professionally, I think. Like we didn't know a lot of shit about him. They gave us a freaked out person because they were being fucking xenophobic and playing into the Brazilian narrative. Let's just keep it a buck.
I have a question for you, host, because I guess you're like what are you, like a therapist, psychologist?
Yeah, I'm a therapist.
What is your opinion on that Jen and Gall conversation, like as a therapist? Because that was,
you know what?
Because I feel. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
I'm just wondering, from a therapist perspective, like, how did you feel about Gall's response to Jen? Because I feel like it's giving, I'm gonna try to make a problem so to have an excuse to break up.
Yeah. I'm going to be so fucking honest with y'all. I didn't pay attention to their conversation.
I knew you was going to say that. She don't talk about them often.
No.
He was horrible to her, though.
Yeah. No, the worst thing is that very morning before that conversation, Jen tried to break up with him. And then he said, no, we can make this work. And then he had a conversation with her hours later and gaslit her into thinking that she created a problem and then broke up with her.
Listen,
And called her
I'm not surprised by
aggressive.
any of this.
And called her
Because he is
aggressive.
also the man.
Oh, I did hear that.
Listen, I'm not surprised.
Please watch this scene. Please go back and watch it.
I'm gonna go back. Y'all, my eyes just be glazing over until I see people.
No, I do too. I only went back and watched because people were talking about it. I don't watch when they're on the screen either. Yeah.
I'm not surprised by any of this because this is the same man that opened his business with his ex-girlfriend and stole all her ideas and is now passing it off as his own and has all women running his business right now as he's on the island.
That makes sense.
What?
Yes,
How you find
has
that
all
out?
women running his business as he's on the island right now, who are in the comments saying they had a whole day where they were giving anybody named Jen free drinks because of how he's treating that lady.
I
So
saw
no, I'm
that.
not surprised.
Wow.
But I didn't know he stole somebody's idea. I'm not shocked though.
Well, I guess they
the
started
business
it
is trashing
together,
him?
but now he's the only one on all the TikToks and stuff. Where's the ex-girlfriend? We don't hear nothing about her. So that's stealing to me. And he's white. That's colonizer behavior.
Oh my God.
Not only white. He's from that. You know where he's from. So I'm just like,
Oh, he's a Zionist.
Sounds about
exactly.
white
Oh, he is?
yeah. So
Oh yeah, that too.
so it's in that bloodline.
Sounds
It's in that
about
bloodline.
white.
Pack him up, ship him out. No, thank you. No, thank you. All right. Do y'all have anything else that you want to touch before we wrap? Y'all have been hilarious and a good time.
And Gall is not nearly cute enough to be moving the way he moves. Like it's crazy. Like it's
No,
very
he's
audacious.
lucky
He's
to get
going
He's
bald.
not cute at all. And
Very
it's so
odd.
Going
disrespectful.
He's
Like
going
he
bald.
should be nice.
Yeah. You're a personality hire, babe. Act like it.
He came on there to advertise that damn coffee shop. I don't give a damn what he say or nobody else. Because what else is he? Nobody likes him. He don't like nobody. He can go.
He came to advertise for white comb overs because he's going bald.
You guys see that even his family has been making fun of him?
Yes. Yes.
Jen
I
was
don't know if
so
I
when
have
the man
anything
said
else
he
to
did
say.
latte art. That pissed me off. Girl, that's supposed to be Gall and Jen, y'all. She's
No way.
Oh
so
my
messy.
I'm
god.
gonna get up off Jim for a minute, but that's definitely gone.
I like Jen. I hate that she has to
Yeah, I
go
like
because
Jen.
Gaul is a dickhead.
No, Jen has
Y'all,
definitely stepped up the last couple of
can
episodes.
I say
Yeah.
something
Yeah,
real
Yeah.
quick?
she be clocking
Yes,
it.
I
Gigi.
saw they said on Twitter she went from nothing burger to everything bagel. I was like, that's funny.
And she's had
Um,
moments throughout the season, like when she was
Yeah.
like, "I know
I
you're
want to
sincere,
say
but you're not
something really
honest."
quick.
That was good. Yeah,
hmm
And
that was a good one.
clocking how sincere was treating Soul.
Hold on. Gigi, go ahead, babe. About to be messy.
Sorry, I just woke up from a drunk nap. Um, and I just have one thing to say. And know that when I say this with love because I'm putting myself out there, right? Bad. Why I just read your name and I just realized after all this time that it says Bad B from the 202.
What you thought
Really?
it said?
What did you think it said?
I've been reading it as Bad for murder.
Oh my god.
Wait, Gigi, I did the same thing for months.
What? Just now
Oh my
realizing
god.
that shit.
Wait, look, people in the comments agreeing with you.
I read it like that for months, and then I finally fucking what?
Oh my god, y'all. Gigi, Olandria is in New Orleans. We gotta get you on your Zoom.
Listen, I'ma tighten up, especially after I just realized what Bad's username is. I'ma tighten up. I realized that, like, I'ma tighten up.
I guess that's fitting too. I guess that is fitting too, because as they said, the 202 was the murder capital for a long time. So that could fit too, but that is not what it says.
I'm like, because
Nikki,
I'm
Tina,
squinting really
Gigi. It's
hard
other people in the
because
comments, so all y'all thought that's what it said.
You know what?
listen,
He pointed out. All right.
listen, because I've been squinting really hard for like the last 3 minutes.
Did
I'm
you
like,
drink before you had took your nap?
Listen, I've been walking. Listen,
I am from
I've been
DC.
drinking
Listen, Athena,
hurricanes
not
and
too much on that
grenades
lady because
since
I don't
like
like her.
9 o'clock this morning.
Grenades, like plural.
Yeah,
Oh,
and hurricanes since like 9 o'clock this morning. And yeah.
Vacation vibes.
Period.
Listen. So I saw this and I was like, that, and I've been distracted by the buttercup every time I read it. So I'm like, what? And I was like, what is the bad for murder? But I didn't want you to know that I didn't know what your username said until I just saw it. And I was just like,
The
That
funniest
is
damn,
part is
so
you had to be drunk
funny.
to
I
realize
have
it.
to be honest with myself.
You're so right.
Yeah, she had to be drunk to realize it. That's the funniest part.
Yo.
Literacy crisis. I don't know what to tell y'all.
And I don't have my glasses or my contacts on. So I'm just like looking extra hard. So
Hi, Zio.
I was vulnerable. You're welcome,
Y'all, why
y'all.
does the AI summary say debating what the username Bad for murder means?
Oh my god. See what y'all done started.
Not what in the
Did you
Voldemort,
think the
please.
random
it's
number?
like when people write "who remembers," but I read it as "whore members," so I just say "whore members" now.
Y'all are welcome. That is your entertainment from me for the day.
That was
I
funny
know.
for Divinely Protected. I will say that it took me, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes ago, I finally knew what y'all was talking about with the red wedding. I'm like, oh, fucking Game of Thrones. It took me too fucking long to remember what y'all was talking about for what y'all want today to be on an episode. I agree. Shit. Get them gone.
I just came back from a cold and y'all got me coughing up a lung, not understanding my username. I'm crying. I could have been told y'all that.
That's why I just always called you Bad. I would have been calling you Bad B this whole time. But
No. I like that better.
I gotta put the Voldemorts up here, y'all. I need to. I love it so bad. Okay, what else do we need to cover?
I would like to say y'all are finally gonna get y'all couples content from this season. Please release my couple, Nick and Olandria.
No, please.
Okay, please. Y'all
Please,
gonna
for the
get
love of God.
plenty of couples content from this cast.
Stars Journey, you know they don't want this bullshit couples content. They still want ours. They
Okay?
still want our couple.
Who? None of these couples are
Release them,
lasting.
please. Okay, please.
You know they don't want this.
I thought they were going to be released from season 8, and they are not. So I'm not going to hold my breath.
Exactly.
That YouTube gonna be up in Fiji. They're
Dang.
gonna be establishing the YouTube and the Instagram before they leave Fiji, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, y'all gonna get
Oh
so
yeah.
much.
And the people will go meh.
But they're not going to
Meh.
release Nicolandra
The crowd goes, meh.
because we have gotten
Exactly.
no romance this season. I'm sorry.
Out
We
of
have
anybody.
gotten
No,
no
like, no.
romance
Yeah,
at
Like, who?
I got a
all. Last year, at least
little
we
buzz on
who
Anaya.
gave you
I got a little buzz.
no.
Okay,
You
I'm also
haven't
biased because
received
my
any
man is
romance.
Asian. Leave me
Okay, you
alone.
know what? Let me have everybody. I used to do this back in the day when I first started getting on here. I'm gonna go through the whole panel. I want everybody to give me your hottest fucking take, and you don't even have to explain it. Just give me your hottest fucking take. All right?
I need to go last.
Okay, I'm gonna
I
start
gotta
with Say
think.
Pretty. Give me your hottest fucking
I
take.
gotta think too.
Oh damn! I already have mine. Do I
I'm
need to go
thinking.
first?
I'm thinking.
Okay,
Yes,
go
please
first.
go
Yeah, you
first.
go first.
Ooh, they gonna try to whack me in the comments. Okay, my hottest take is that Anaya don't like hard for real. She just needs somebody to pick her, and she needs KC to see her being picked, so she can stop feeling rejected. That's my hottest take. Who would like to go next?
Crickets.
Oh shit, I was on mute. I agree with that. For sure.
Yeah.
Sorry for the shippers,
I
but I
agree
agree with
too.
that.
And I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. People rebound all the time in the real world, but that's what I'm seeing, because that's what I'm seeing. Um, who wants to give their next hottest take? Are you ready? Say Pretty. You know what? Hey y'all, I hear you. And
Are you able to hear me?
I am now. Say Pretty. I hear you. Hey y'all, but and I'm paying attention to what I heard in that confessional and how she's been moving for the last 3.5 weeks. I don't know, mamas. All right, go ahead. Say Pretty.
As I said, there's no romance. I haven't found any romance. I started to like Brinity at one point when they were gossiping, but I like them as friends. I don't like them as a couple. I can't get them as a couple, but I can get them as good two kiki friends. Um, I just want Zach and Bryce to get together and just come out and just say we like each other, and that's it. Because they don't like either of their couple. I really don't feel like they really like either of their couple like they like themselves. God forgive me, but that's how it kind of comes off. But I don't see any romance. I want to like. I do see that Casey and Tiara have a lot of things in common, but they haven't given them enough romance for me to like them as a unit. Kata likes Zach more than Zach likes her. Melanie and Cynthia, that's a wreck ship. There's just no romance. Where is the romance? Like, I even want them to do like the kid thing just to see if I could see they could take care of a child, a computer child, just something. Give us something. Even the little boat trip, please. Why are we regurgitating Nicolandria stuff from last year? You could have done. I didn't need to see them on the boat. Throw them all off the boat. There was no romance. This cast is just children with no romance. That's it.
Period. Okay, Kiki, are you ready with your hottest take?
Who, me?
Kiki.
Oh, sorry.
Trinity pricked Bryce because she knew he was the most unattractive in the villa and nobody would pick him. Sincere moves the way he moves in that villa because he know he's the baddest bee in the villa with his bundles, and he know he's gonna have pretty privilege and get away with it.
That was great.
That was a
Those are
That was great.
Wait, Kiki,
those
not
are
you stole
great
my
takes.
hot
Those are
take.
great
Why are you in
takes.
my
I'll say
head?
Zach is. I don't. I low key think Zach is conflicted with his. I think Zach is probably in denial about being bi, or if he isn't, but he's just not saying anything. He wants Bryce, and he wants to have a third, because there were several times we talked about how he felt like him, Bryce, and Kata had a better dynamic than him, Bryce, and Trinity. I feel like he feels that he can have some fun with both of them, and I just yeah. I'm trying to think what else. I guess that's it. Aside from that, I think the when Kata and Melanie were having their beef at the beginning, I was like, on the most basis level, this is an ancestral beef between the Dominican and Haitians. Like it just came out naturally. But anyway, that's it though. That's it.
That was Kiki, girl. Whew. Whew.
That was good. The throuple thing is very true. The throuple thing is very true. Now that you said it, yes, that is very true.
You
The
Wait,
wanna
one,
you wanna know something, Kiki? I thought exactly what you thought about Trinity and Bryce pretty much since the first episode.
wait, can I give my hot take?
Last
Okay,
thing, y'all
Kiki, you
notice
ready
how
next?
Zach was quick to say he didn't like blondes, but then when they had their costumes on before they went to Casa, how Caleb had lifted his chin up. He just don't like he likes blonde men, not blonde.
Clock it.
They were practicing, Kiki.
Uh, uh, Let me get my hot take. Says Kiki.
Okay,
Kiki, I think is on the same wavelength as me. And she got it down before I did. But in the same vein as Bryce and Trinity, I think at this point that they are in cahoots. They're not really, in love as they like to pretend to be. I think that they are in cahoots, and they picked each other deliberately. And once they realized they were going to wind up back together, they made this entire plan. That's why we see the reheating of the nachos. I think it's extremely calculating. And that's why they're together. They're trying to ride that wave to the end. I think that's also why Soul made that comment about who Bryce really does find attractive. And that's why we hear that, because she was there and she saw it. As far as Zach goes, I think Zach knows what's going on, and Zach just keeps Kata away from Zach just keeps Kata away from Bryce. That's just what he's there for. He's there to keep Kata away from Bryce, and that's just what it is. And damn, yeah, Kata don't know shit. I wish Kata knew more. Kata don't know shit. I'm gonna have another Haitian princess fail me. That's just gonna be what it is this season. And yeah, those are my takes.
period. Y'all,
Oh,
we
and
haven't. Oh, go
I
ahead.
liked Bad's name better when I thought it was Bad for murder. I think that's the hardest take I got.
Y'all, this is like something I used to do back in the early days when I first started ever doing panels. And it's one of my favorite things because it's the moment that you get to just say whatever the fuck you want to say. You ain't got to prove it. You can just say that shit. And it's my favorite thing. Athena, give me your hottest take.
My hottest take is that the only reason Bryce and I actually agree about the Bryce and Trinity thing, but the only reason that they're still together is because not one goddamn person that came in that villa ever wanted them. So they're also a default couple. They both tried to leave and their picks rejected them. So they got back together. So as much as people like to harp on Casey and Anaya being a default couple, so are Bryce and Trinity. Let's wake that up. Second, as much as I don't like Kenzie, I will never be mad at a woman doing to a man what men do to women. Never, 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 never. I know, like, watching that video was harsh, but not one goddamn man in that villa is in a position to criticize her. And I wish they would just shut the fuck up.
Women in men's fields.
Women in men's fields. And she's excelling at it. I love it. Cum laude, if you will.
For Caleb.
No, I feel bad for Caleb, but, whatever it is.
Yeah. Sure. I love it. Okay.
That's it. I'm good.
Period. Okay. Seventh letter. Give me your hottest take.
Hottest take. This is the worst fucking season of Love Island that has ever aired, and I ain't even seen all of them. And I hope these people kept in contact and didn't leave their jobs on bad terms, because most of them gonna have to take their asses right back. I'm not buying nothing nobody's selling. Also, Trinity been acting like the little ass girl TT called her since she called her a little ass girl. And shout out to TT from when they came back from that fucking date, talking about their girlfriend and boyfriend, and she sat right there unmoved. Like, what? This some bullshit. Shout out to TT. Period.
Oh, geez, y'all are all right. Potassium, give us your hottest take.
I love that y'all call me that. That's so funny. Okay, I got a couple. I had to write them down because I didn't want to forget them.
It don't matter, Seventh. You can stay because we ended anyway. Go ahead.
Okay, Zach is using Kata as a beard because he's tired of explaining to his family why he hasn't brought anyone home yet. Bryce and Trinity can't kiss, and that's why you don't hear any criticism from her. Brinity's being pushed by production to get pimped out because Alandria and Nick said fuck no. Melanie and Corbin were a better match. And I think that if Anaya and Caleb stay together, I think they'll actually back away from the spotlight outside of their obligations.
Anaya and Carl?
Anaya and Carl, that's what I meant.
Okay.
And I don't think anybody's going to make it to December.
I think most people are not going to make it to the reunion so far.
Yeah, I expect at
agree.
least
I
2 or
expect
3 ain't going to make it to.
They gonna make it an all girl band. This little core four with the girls they trying to push. They gonna have to package them up and make them marketable somehow.
Because they are not going to have a post-season run like season 6 and 7.
And hoping they don't fall out with each other.
No, I actually disagree. I think Melanie and Sincere are going to make it because Melanie's going to keep going back to Sincere because that's the baddest bee with the bundles that she has ever pulled. And Sincere knows that Melanie's going to keep coming back to him because I think he knows about her past of being a bigger girl and feels like, well, she's lucky to have me.
Y'all really gonna make me change my username. Stop calling him that! Ugh.
Gigi, I just want to say something. I know people talk about Melanie being a bigger girl, but I've seen other pictures of her. She doesn't seem like she was always a bigger girl. So to me, someone who gained weight for a short period of time in their life is not, I'm not looking at them psychologically as the same as somebody who grew up being big their whole life. Like, I grew up being big my whole life. I think that's very different than somebody who maybe gained a little bit of weight at some point and went down. Because I've seen pictures of Mel throughout the years. She hasn't
But
always been big.
Athena, you know how vicious our people can be the minute you said the gram over what's expected.
No, I understand, but I
And I
definitely
think
feel
that may be what happened to her, and that's why her mind be fucked up like that. That's why she keep taking that man back.
It could be, but I mean, I definitely think people are emphasizing the weight thing a little bit, a lot more than it needs to be. Because I said I grew up big my whole life. I think that's a very different psychology than somebody who just gained weight for a period of time. And she wasn't always big.
I feel like that's why she keep taking that nigga back.
I mean,
she was mugging, y'all. She was mugging.
Yeah, and even when she was bigger, she was beautiful.
She absolutely was.
Beautiful girl.
But I think that may have done something to her mind, and Sincere knows it, and that's why he keep playing her face like
she looks amazing here.
She still was pretty.
Wow, she looks gorgeous. Yeah.
Hot take. I liked her better then.
That's what I said. She looks better. She looks better here. I was just about to say.
Now she
I liked her better then. I liked her face better then.
Yeah, she looks beautiful.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah, she reminds me of Erica Mena now.
But that's why she was pressed about Soul. That's why she was pressed about
But I got my
Kata.
hot take for right now.
Okay, go ahead. Wait, hold on. Who did I miss? Stars Journey. I need your hottest take, and then Bad, I'm gonna go to you.
I agree with a lot of your takes. I think my hot take is going to be Trinity is probably going to last pretty long because production will be damn that they don't get a couple this season because Amaya and Brian didn't work out and Nicolandria won't give them what they want. They're going to push them and they're going to stay together. That's it. That's my hot take.
I think that you're right, and I can see them staying together also because I kind of feel like this is a canon event for Trinity. I feel like I don't know if she'll really come up out of it unless she's in on the scheme, which y'all I'm not convinced she is. I don't think she's gonna come up out of it until that frontal lobe is developed or somebody pulls her coattails. That Go ahead and give me your hottest take, my love.
I don't have one for the show, but I have one for right now. Gigi needs to put down the hurricanes and go back to bed. Stop talking about my username. That's my hot take.
Listen, I like Bad for Murder. That's what she gonna be from now on, Bad for Murder. And you better leave it alone. Don't change my name. Don't change my doggone name. I love it.
I love it. All right. Well, I love y'all down. Thank you so much, y'all, for joining. You've got an hour and a half until the show starts if you've got Peacock. Otherwise, you'll start at 7. A couple of people are obviously streaming. The plan is to come back on after the episode. It really depends on how emotionally charged it is. I don't like to talk to y'all if there's a little bit too much going on.
If you don't go live, I'll go live.
Period. So either way, y'all will have a live tonight after the episode. All right. And if you follow Blue is live right now. Oh, look, Nikki is now Voldemort too. We got our 5.
Yes.
In there.